Welcome back to Desperate Attune and a surprise sequel to Blade 68. We played it a while ago and we had so much fun with it that we did it again. And I had so fun with it that I'm not running the game again. And so I'm Holly, the host of Desperate Attune, and I will be reprising my role as Spooky from our last one-shot of Blade 68. But our last GM is not reprising being a GM. This adventure, this mission, this score is instead run by Salty.
Hello, I've been trapped in Holly's basement. Help me, please. This is not a joke. I really need to get out. She's forcing me to run Blade 68. I've written all over the walls. Please, this is a cry for help. Don't edit this out, whoever's listening. But yes, I'll be your GM, your MC, and the world of Duskfall in 68 for this session. And last, but certainly not least, who will be our final crew member today?
It's a me, Zohab. I'm not Italian. But I do have an important question, which is, when are we playing Blade 69? Ha ha ha!
What? Okay.
Blade 69. It comes after 68.
Yes, it
When
does.
we pay for the
You studied mathematics, you know
upgrades.
this.
Well, unfortunately, due to the Online Safety Act recently put in place by my country's country's government, that will be impossible for me until.
Are you old enough to access Wikipedia?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I just go to the Netherlands to access Wikipedia.
You can access Wikipedia when you are 69 years of age.
And no older. But yes. And Zohab, who will you be playing today?
I'm playing Augustus Ashcroft Chakraborty, a pair of surnames that should be familiar to fans of the podcast. And if they are not familiar, please listen to the first season of Desperate Attune, A Candle Ablaze. Augustus Ashcroft Chakraborty is a brilliant Eruvian accuracy inventor, and he specializes in sparkcraft physics, basically. He specializes in both sparkminds, which are supercomputers powered by sparkcraft technology, and also their applications in navigating the far reaches of the sky, the blue. This is all very hush-hush. What lies beyond the stars, what lies beyond the sky is a little unknown, but there are certain accuracy-based interests and groups that are interested in exploring and finding out what lies beyond. Augustus Ashcroft Chakraborty is a professor and researcher and inventor who works with this accuracy endeavor to learn what lies beyond. But that's of course that's very important. But more importantly, he's a very nice man, very friendly, very outgoing, and very concerned not just with his own personal fitness but also the others. He regularly takes his daily walk, and he goes to the gym.
Excellent. And you're playing the intellectual.
Oh yes, that's also very important.
Fantastic. And Holly, would you like to reintroduce, for those who may be joining us later, who you'll be playing?
Yes, I am playing Millicent Spooky Chamberlain in Her Majesty's Secret Service. I am playing the operative, which is, well, the operative working for the government with license to kill. Being the operative means that I have the backing of an organization, in this case, Her Majesty's Secret Service, the palace, the backing of the palace in Akoros. And the Spooky is dedicated to her nation and to her cause, but is a little dedicated for personal reasons, because her best friend and close associate is also her lover, the Undersecretary Bowman. And this is complicated because Undersecretary Bowman's husband manages the Secret Service, and Undersecretary Bowman's husband does not like me very much because he's jealous of how cool I am. And also of the fact that I'm, dating his wife. Also that. So, you're a classic secret agent with a complicated love life.
Of course. Yes, and we have our two very special crew members. Unfortunately, Konstantin Harfoff is enjoying cold cheese fondue with his rat handler, the variable, tonight, so he will not be joining us. But instead, what shall be happening is the Queen of Hearts, which is our mission for today. So, the Blueraker Project promises to unveil the secrets of the wild blue, reveal the far reaches to the world, and truly establish Imperial superiority in these simmering times. Bluerakers 1 until 4 have failed. There is no room for 5 to follow its predecessors as the vultures circle. Blackthorn Park, the Charterhall Two, even our erstwhile allies in the Anixis Field Unit. Extensive and exacting analysis from Brainwave 60, the Ministry of Discovery's experimental sparkmind, has revealed the involvement of an agent known only as Hart. Initial predictive algorithms suggest that trading patterns through the Three Queens have diverted important resources to wherever Hart's operation is headquartered on Red Queen Island. For your own reasons, be as they might, you have your objective. Find Hart, end whatever they're doing to interfere in Blueraker, and enjoy the very successful launch. So, is there anything we want to ask before we get right into it?
No, it sounds good. I work for the Ministry of Discovery. I obviously want Blueraker to succeed.
Yes. And I work for a service that is so secret that it's just referred to as the Palace. So, I'm interested in this to succeed, but I don't know why. No one's told me. They've just told me that this is important.
Classified, need to know basis.
Exactly. I'm used to this. This is how it goes.
Yeah, there's no need for questions when you have your mission. And so, we begin. So, Charterhall. It is dark, dusk, the blue starting to slowly be turned down, powered off. As night starts to set in, we see rain pounding on cobblestone pavements. We see these beautiful golden lamps flicker on of their own accord. But it's not the streets of Charterhall we're worried about tonight. No. We go beneath those streets, past these imposing old stone buildings and the brutalist concrete and glass, down into the secret facility that dwells beneath the streets. A secret launch facility, the site of the top secret Blueraker Project. And the project is in disarray, in pieces, built upon separately by teams, completely divorced from one another after the failures of Blueraker 1 until 4. But that is not where we are right now, not the main body of the facility. Instead, we find Millicent Spooky Chamberlain and Augustus Ashford Chakraborty in G Branch, Gullu Branch, wherein they have been recruited for this very special mission that lies ahead. And before, of course, the tour of the facility, there are gadgets to be shared and swapped. So I'm imagining this steel and glass room. I think it's a little bit above the rest of the facility, looks down upon part of the project, Augustus, that you work on. And there's this long, white, sparkling white, no dust whatsoever table that stretches the length of the room, and various gadgets and such laid out upon it. And of course, this is your domain. This is your kind of part of your office. So take it away as Spooky. Taylor is looming in the background. Of course, your handler has a presence here too.
Yes. So, Spooky, just to give a physical description of the character, which I didn't do. Spooky is a kind of tall, slender, kind of mask-looking woman with short hair and in an immaculate suit of Iruvian shadow silk, Tumdurji brand, picked up at Dundridge's. And I think as we sort of focus in on her with Taylor the handler, who is jealous of her superior in the background, she is attempting to light a cigarette, but struggling with it because the lighter isn't working properly. There's like a few frustrated clicks, and she looks over at Gullu, at Augustus, the other person in the room, and goes, "Oh, by the way, are we allowed to smoke in here?"
Oh yes, very much so. If you can get it working.
Yeah. I think she swears under her breath, looks over at Taylor. There's a few more clicks, and then she lights the cigarette, and then offers one to Gullu.
Oh no, not for me. I find it really, at my age, I should not be interfering with anything that reduces my lung capacity.
Well, understandable. So, and there is a look towards Taylor. I think there's very little interaction between them, but nonetheless, Spooky holds out the packet of cigarettes towards her handler in the background, if he wants one.
Yeah, with one rather scarred large hand, he delicately plucks one out, puts it to his lips, lights it with his own lighter that works first time.
Yeah, and Spooky sort of shrugs at it, turns back towards the scientist, and goes like, "So, you know anything about this Hart character that's been interfering with your work? Anything at all?"
Yeah. So on the other side of the table, there's a stout man. I think a little above average height. He's got mellow sort of features, kind of soft. His balding, like a kind of like receding hairline. So more like on the sides, he's got his hair, and on top of his head, and probably like the back is also kind of like thinning. Black hair. He's got a neat little mustache and square glasses. He's dressed in in like a kurta, like a European kurta, starch white. He's wearing like pajamas underneath the table, with like thick, hefty chappals. And he's looking at you, and he's been like observing the interactions between you and Taylor. And there's a small sort of smile playing on his lips, as he kind of like rolls around a sort of like how big should it be? Kind of like more bigger than fist sized, kind of like ball, but not much bigger than fist size. Sort of like chrome ball. He's kind of like rolling it around with his hand, kind of idly, with like a sort of like thick sort of like notebook next to him with a fountain pen. As he's taking notes, and he says, "This Hart character. Yes, we have been receiving very many calculations by our local sparkmind, whose name is Brainwave, right? Brainwave 60, was it?
Yes.
Yeah. Our local sparkmind, Brainwave 60. What pronouns does Brainwave use? It, he?
Whatever you
What do you think,
want.
Zolty? Cool. Yep. I think
Brainwave 60 does not conform to this rigid notion of gender.
Brainwave 60 is played by Tree. Tree is not here.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think Gullu says, calculations by our resident sparkmind, Brainwave 60, have pointed towards certain transactions and stock market changes and logistical sort of apparatuses and goings back and forth towards Red Queen Island, right here in Duswall. And it is our understanding that this Hart character, this Hart miscreant, is over there creating some sort of facility, some sort of base from which to interfere with the Blueraker launch. There are also many rumors. I do not know how much to credit them. For example, this idea that this Hart character might be involved in some sort of other launch program a similar sort of project to Blueraker. Now, of course, I am speaking so candidly with you because you have received the highest security clearance to discuss these matters. Otherwise, of course, there is no Blueraker project. If you talk to me about launch, I will think that you are talking about lunch.
Of course. Spooky
Taylor
says looking.
nods approvingly in the background.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Spooky takes a puff of the cigarette and turns to Taylor and goes, "And I can't just go out there and check it out myself. I need to have the expert along, is that right?"
And he takes out the cigarette from his mouth. He's already, I think, flicks off ash from the end of it, already smoked down to the No, I don't think they have filters anymore in Duskfall yet. Yeah, almost to this smouldering butt, flicks it off onto the dartingly white tile floor, leaving this dark ashy smear. Goes, "No, you're quite correct. We need you to have the Brainiac on side for this."
What a compliment, Augustus says, smiling, and says, "I see the skepticism in your eyes, Agent. You're thinking this is some sort of desk jockey science nerd. But I assure you, I am more than capable of keeping up. I take my daily walk every day, and I am very much a regular at my local gym.
Hmm.
I may not be as young
Taylor.
as you,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
and
I can hold
Taylor
my own."
nods.
Mhm. Mhm.
Indeed, that's why you have been selected for this mission. Your
Mhm.
colleagues regard you highly, Professor.
As well they should. I am something, as I said, of a brainiac. And you asked for more information on this Hart character. I have been running some analyses in the background, even as I speak. When he kind of like rolls around the orb. Let us see what we have managed to put together. Myself and my capable assistant. And then he kind of like lifts up the orb and kind of like tosses it up where it kind of like just hovers in the air. Abbas. Can I do like a sort of like fortune roll to see what information Abbas has managed to synthesize?
Yeah, of course. You can
Gather information, yeah?
Yeah, you can gather some information as Taylor kind of looks very interested as you throw this prototype sparkmind into the air. Because I think most sparkminds take the form of like small gadgets or tiny holes. And this is certainly very interesting to him. He leans
Yep.
forward, examines it with interest.
Nice. Okay. I think it's a group fortune roll because I've been giving Abbas inputs, obviously, and then Abbas synthesizes. Is this fair?
Sorry, what? Fortune roll?
A group fortune roll, group action fortune roll. Or otherwise, I can just roll Abbas's. It's fine.
Yeah, I think let's roll a buses.
Sure. That's fine.
Rating as a fortune roll here.
Yeah. I don't think I have any bonuses. No, let's just roll Abbas's. So it's a 4.
Fantastic, yeah. So what do you want to find out? What kind of information are you looking for? I think it's
Yeah, because-
relatively clear, but it's not complete. Certainly not complete.
Yeah. So the thing is, Hart is someone who is almost entirely an enigma. We know absolutely nothing about them beyond the fact that they are on Red Queen Island. So of course it's a general sort of check to see if we can learn a little bit more. But I think specifically what we're all really concerned about is who is she working for?
Who is she working for? Nice. Yeah. So I think a bus flashes up. Do you think a bus has a voice? Has a voice
Yes.
module programmed into it? Yes.
Yes, of course.
I would like to request that this is as 60s of a robot as possible, if you can do that voice. Just throwing out the request.
No, that's Brainwave 60. You're asking for a bus. He goes,
Okay.
well, well, hello.
Hello, Bus.
Yes. Hello, Golu. Pleasure to meet you. And I think the orb rotates just a little bit in the air to face Spooky, and Taylor dips as if it's nodding. Nice to meet you too, agents. Now, what was your request? According to my calculations, I have discovered that the Hart is something to do with the Hind Shipping Company. Ministry of Discovery approved and vetted by Section 6.
But to what purpose of us? Do you know any of this? What is their business?
Shipping, of course. What else would it be? Very simple, very logistic. Specifically, canal shipping.
Oh, very interesting. Very innocuous, very mundane sort of cover identity for our most non-mundane and very spectacular evil mastermind. Would you not say?
Indeed, yes.
I look at Spooky for her opinion as well.
Yeah, I think Spooky rolls this thought around as she rolls around some smoke in her mouth and then blows like a smoke ring around Abbas and says,
It coughs as
Yeah.
the display is disrupted.
and says, shipping company. So they're hiring Hart in some capacity.
Yes, it's
And-
very... The files are particularly well encrypted.
Yes, and I will think for a moment about how a shipping company is connected to Red Queen Island, because that's the obvious next question. So if that is where Hart operates out of, yeah.
This was a 4, so I'll give you a little bit more information on that. Well, it's very interesting that you say it's... Excuse me, would you mind not smoking near me? You're disrupting my arrays.
Yeah. I think Spooky puts out the cigarette, looks to Gullo almost accusingly and says, I did ask. But...
Oh, do not worry. It is an affectation.
yeah. Still, I will put out the cigarette because I was asked.
And Abbas continues. Yes, well, you see, it's very interesting that Section 6 and goes into, I think, pages of printouts from the archives of Charterhall pop up, and well, it's very interesting now. In the Dark Ages, there was said to be an indoctrination facility underneath Red Queen Island, and well, you see, there was an attack on it by the Eruvians in the second conflict, and then, well, it was abandoned, and it was something to do with the old spirit wardens, if you remember those. And indeed, this is very interesting. Perhaps the Hind Shipping Company has something to do with Section 6. After all, as we all know, they came out from the old spirit wardens before, well, they committed heresy.
It sounds to me like we are on the verge of some interdepartmental scuffles. I look at Taylor. Because he should know about that sort of thing. Like, what's our jurisdiction and so on.
And yeah, he breathes out a little bit heavily, taps his finger on the table. Well, we have our mission. Find Hart. Stop whatever they're doing with Blueraker. It is imperative that the launch goes off safe and sound. Anyway, I think he takes a closer look at the scattering of gadgets on the table. Anyway, what are these? Tell me, what are these? We have a tour to get to and a director Strathmill to talk to.
Very well. Let us not waste any time. I will show you. So, what you see here, there are some toys that I've been working on. I think most interesting for this sort of mission, especially if we are going to be running up against rival members of the Akarosi government, is this series. See, Agent Spooky, are you familiar with a tranquilizer?
I am.
Yes, I can tell that you party. It's a very bad habit. So, the tranquilizer, unlike what you might be used to, this one, it fires a dart straight at someone. I will demonstrate now, and then I kind of like take it, and then I kind of like shoot past Taylor's shoulder. Now, see, if that had to actually hit Agent Taylor would currently be slumped face first into his coffee.
He turns around to where the dart has thunked into the concrete wall, plucks it out. Very interesting. You don't mind if I keep this?
Oh, no, not at all. Now, see.
Opens his very smart suit jacket, puts it in.
Now, of course, if we run into Section 6 and we are aware of their membership as Section 6, then this is the ideal thing to use because we do not want to be killing our fellow governmental employees. However, if we run into people that it is in fact more desirable to remove in a more permanent fashion, then we have this object, and he raises the thing that I guess everyone has been mostly looking at, which is a long sort of like a tube with like a
Good.
with like a coils around it, and sort of like a complicated rubber sort of like apparatus where the trigger and the guard should be. It says, now I am afraid that this device is complicated and it is the only prototype, and I am afraid that I will only be able to be the one to use it. And I will not demonstrate this because if we did, we will need to find a new room. But it will destroy most things that I pointed towards, and then I press the trigger. And then there are these other objects, which, well, I will give you some of them before we go. And it is better if I do not tell you what they do before you use them. Because if you, potentially, you might get confused about which one to use. I do not insult your intelligence. They have a certain quality to them where sometimes I forget, you see.
Are you sure you don't just want me to carry your briefcase of inventions around?
Oh, no. I have my own briefcase.
Lovely.
These are for your briefcase.
Right then.
Wonderful.
I say.
Come bearing gifts.
I suppose that might come in handy. Now, I'm not a scientist like you, Professor. Or is your title? What is your title? Professor? Doctor? Actually, I would know.
I am a. I actually didn't. Yeah, I think Doctor.
Yeah. I'm not a scientist like you, Doctor, but there may be some things I can assist you with in the field nonetheless. I say as I look over your presentation, and I say, like, these issues rely heavily on timing. You're going to need to get a nicer watch. We can't have you representing otherwise. And obviously, Spooky wears luxury watches. Spooky's very vain.
I've noticed that you're wearing Tumdurji, and thus, a person who wears Tumdurji, their fashion advice I will always take.
More to the point, Spooky says, holding up her wrist. And then I'm not actually a watch nerd, but Spooky would be. So she would go into, this is waterproof, quartz watch, shock resistant, and just brags about what a cool watch she has.
Seems genuinely interested and knowledgeable. Yeah.
And of course, because this is a Bond riff, the camera zooms in, so you get the full effect of the branding.
Yes.
Very luxe, very subtle.
Yes.
Probably alpha or similar.
I also like the idea of this being a match cut to a watch in Strathmill's office to the next scene.
Yes.
If you're ready for that.
Yeah, I like that. It's a great transition.
Yeah, less of a smash cut to Strathmill's office and more of a smash cut to the watches that gleam on some of the engineers as you pass over them on this grand elevated catwalk from your office, Augustus, towards where Strathmill... I think Strathmill never has a physical presence on site. I mean, nobody's ever met this person. They don't even have pronouns. Strathmill is Strathmill. And Taylor is leading you over this massive, I think there's probably about 5 or 6 people working on this Augustus, and you recognize it immediately as the Blueraker. It's the way that that Blueraker 5 can pass through the blue array without damaging it, and protect the crew within from blue radiation. So I will ask you, Augustus, what fault in the Blueraker means it's about to blow? And then Spooky, as you watch the crew of engineers around there, one of them flicks eyes up at you. What about the engineering crew reveals to you there's a saboteur?
I think as we had been approaching it, I had been giving Spooky a tour, but a sort of classified tour, which basically means I point at things and say, "And you see this, and you see that, and that thing. Very nice, that thing." I don't tell you what any of them do because you aren't allowed to know, but you should see the things that are there, right?
Should appreciate them. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you see the blue. Oh my God, they have installed the wrong kinds of lasers, you bloody fools.
Right. I forgot that you said
there.
before the session Gulu loves lasers. Yes.
They're blue lasers rather than red or green lasers.
Yes. You cannot have the blue lasers on the blue of large. Okay? It's blue. They know what blue looks like.
And
Yes.
Spooky then.
Yes. Meanwhile, of course, Spooky is going to go punch out the saboteur, because if I can identify them, then the in-genre...
What to you immediately goes, that's the person who's responsible for installing blue lasers on the blue flash.
Yes.
Because you are elevated above them. It's like very like tour catwalk.
Oh yeah. We're up on like a catwalk and they're below us. Yeah. All right. I think what stands out, I'm gonna go with, is this still Doskvol? Doskvol is still kind of a, it has its faults, right? I think there's one person here, exactly one person, who is actually following all the safety regulations. Like, where's their hard hat? Where's the safety shoes? Where's the uniform, like, precisely in place? And everyone else is slacking off a little bit. There's like scanning the room. There's like one guy smoking, one guy with his shirt sleeves rolled up, one guy isn't wearing a hard hat. Most of them aren't, in fact. And there's just one person who is obeying the protocol just too closely, suspiciously closely.
Yeah, and they're right up in the guts of the engine. And yeah, it's about to blow. So, Spooky, what are you doing? Augustus, what are you doing?
Unfortunately, they're out of punching range. So, I mean, I think I'm gonna grab the tranquilizer gun from Gulu and shoot. I think that's the scene. It's one of the few gadgets you told me what it does. So
I'm going to assist you by yelling at them, which should temporarily distract them from what they're doing.
Nice. Go off. Yeah. So let's go with, well, it's about to blow. Sounds like a desperate. Let's play the game with a desperate. Let's start off. Desperate, standard. You can definitely get there in time. You're quick as hell.
I think it's a hunt. I am pulling the trank gun away from the doctor and shooting. And just hoping to trank this person. So I get a bonus die from assistance. So it's hunt, 1 bonus die, desperate. Do I want to do anything else?
The stress I'm taking is diegetic as well, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, we could Devil's Bargain. We don't want the thing to blow up. We're right here.
Yeah, let's hear a Devil's Bargain.
Oh, I think the Devil's Bargain is that, because this will help you as well. Taylor pulls out his own gun, loads it, and also shoots, and I think is 1 second faster than you, or a millisecond faster.
I have another Devil's Bargain. This guy, Taylor planted this guy because this is all an elaborate scheme for revenge against you.
Hmm. I will not take either of those. I mean, the second might be true, but I will not take them. I will take stress instead. And the reason that I'm taking stress is that I don't want Taylor to be faster than me, so I get stressed because I'm trying to be faster than him.
So he shoots either way, but
Mhm.
fantastic. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Nice.
Oh,
3, 4, 4, 5 is what I roll. No sixes.
no sixes, but that is a 5. Okay. So what happens as you draw it out? What does it look like?
Yeah, so I do succeed. So I think I shoot the engineer. I think Dr. Gullu shouts and complains about the lasers, and I think this person like turns and looks for a brief second, and then the tranquilizer dart sticks into their sticks into their neck. I think like they just turn up, like there's a little bit of neck exposed with the craning of the head. The dart goes in, they slump over, but I mean I didn't fully succeed, so maybe it was too late.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Not too late to stop it from exploding, but the laser arrays shift as the engineer falls forward, knocked out onto the arrays, and they go off straight up at you. And what happens is Taylor goes, "No!" and tackles you down to the floor to save you. So the desperate consequence is Taylor saves you from an awful fate. And yeah,
Well,
takes a laser straight through the chest and probably the face. So he's got a wicked facial scar now, lasering off of all of his hair.
You want to resist
okay.
it, or should I resist it for you?
Go ahead and resist it if you have an idea. I don't, so.
Yeah, I think I noticed the lasers pointing. I said, "Oh, Baizer Majesty, what is this? Oh, get down, agent. Get down also, agent." I think I yell and I kind of like rush forward and try to kind of like throw like some sand that's over there towards the lasers. So what I'm looking for here, hopefully, if that's what happens, is that Taylor just gets hospitalized, not vaporized.
Yes.
Because of the
yeah,
sand
he doesn't
particles.
he doesn't get vaporized, but he takes a horrible facial disfigurement.
Oh yeah.
That will totally make him evil later on. Because that's how it works in Bond. Yeah, he doesn't die.
that's true.
He's not
That's
immediately
true.
vaporized, but it's
Oh, yeah.
close. It's a mortal wound that
Okay.
immediately. Yeah. Sounds like a
Insight or prowess to do it fast.
I think prowess here, because you're just clever enough to know that's what happens. You don't need to strain yourself to do that. It's the physical strain that matters more here, I think.
Yeah. Sure. All my attributes are the same anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that is very stressful.
Ooh.
As it should be. This is a very stressful situation.
And Taylor goes down, like clutching one side of his face as he barrels into you, Spooky, bleeding, and I think you can smell the horrible stench of burnt flesh. But security quickly come to. I think security in like these weird teal grey jumpsuits come to quickly wrestle away this knocked out, unconscious saboteur. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to do as Taylor's like rolling in pain on the floor, bleeding out a little bit in between his fingers? He looks over to you and goes, don't you dare sleep with my wife after this.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna stop him from talking partly because that's just rude, and also it's in genre. But I still want to punch someone out. I think the reason here is that Spooky punches him out, partly because of the talking, but also because like, oh no, he's panicking from the terrible burn wound. I better sedate him, and I'm out of sedative darts, unfortunately. This is just how the genre operates. You sedate people by punching them out. It's the classic like punching someone out to save them from drowning or whatever.
Yeah, Dr. Ashford Chakraborty, who did hear that bit but is not going to comment on it, says, "Are you alright, Agent? That was a very spectacular shot. You fully grasped the parabolic arc of the projectile just from watching me fire it the once."
Yes, well, you don't pick up everything in the lab, Doctor. Now, we need to get Taylor to a doctor. I mean, a medical
A
one.
different doctor. Yes. No. I fully understand. I'm not qualified for this sort of thing. I am qualified, however, to take care of this problem over here. We seem to have been fully infiltrated at the very highest levels.
Yes.
Between you and me, my friend, then, I think this means one thing. And you can advise me against it, because you are the secret agent, so do not let me get carried away with my fantasies. But it seems then, if Section 6 is working against us potentially, and we are being infiltrated once more, as I said, at the very highest levels, here within the Department of Discovery, or was it Ministry of Discovery? It was Ministry, right?
Yes.
Yeah, within the Ministry of Discovery, then that indicates to me, my friend, that whatever you and I do about the future of the Blueraker Project and to defeat this miscreant called Hart, we have to go off the books and we have to go rogue.
Go rogue. Interesting. You mean we can't trust anyone, even within the department, even inside the palace?
I am suggesting this very same thing. Now, of course, you might think, why should I trust this man?
I might, yes.
To which I have no solid answer, which is exactly the mindset that I suggest you take up.
It seems we're dealing with treachery on all sides. Well, we'll make sure Taylor's taken care of, and then I guess we'll have to cut to the heart of the matter.
And that is where the scene cuts. What does it cut to? So, you've got your mission. You're going rogue.
Yes.
Now, what do we see? I think we see like this interim of somebody shuffling and cutting a deck, turning over a card. It's the Queen of Hearts.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
This
What do you think
is where our
next?
secret agent song would play if we had one.
oh, of course, there's of course a very Bond theme going on. There's women probably dealing out decks of cards, silhouettes, and then of
Yeah.
course Millicent, Spooky Chamberlain coming off on the side, and Augustus putting up his spectacles. Of course, the very jaunty theme song as sung by Shirley Bassey.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll edit a song on here. It'll be great. Just for this.
Make sure there's trumpets.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. So here's the thing. We have, obviously we know that we should be going to Red Queen Island for this, right?
Yes.
But we also have this lead at Section 6. So I'm wondering what the next scene should be. I mean, we could investigate a little bit about Section 6, or this shipping company, to get a little bit more information. We could also off-screen that and just go right towards the engagement.
I think let's go right to the engagement. It feels more.
I think you've just knocked out a saboteur.
Yeah,
that's true.
So we could pump that person for information.
Yeah. Okay. Let's have a scene at the hospital.
Yes. Or I wonder, just again, I'm just thinking in the genre of like over-the-top spy fiction now. If our next scene is just us in a boat on the way towards Red Queen Island with just the saboteur on board. We just like can't trust anyone. We'll just bring him.
Love that.
I can see that.
Yeah, I think there's a storm brewing overhead. The sky is dark and clouded. And you can see cracks of lightning against the blue array, against the bubble.
Yeah. I think it's just funny also if we don't gather information ahead of the score, we just have this guy as an asset on the score that we can ask questions later.
Okay, here's my pitch for how this happened. We cut to the fact that we are on a medical boat. It's an ambulance boat because Dustfall is full of canals, right? So they also have ambulance boats. What happened was Taylor and this guy were put on an ambulance boat to be taken to the hospital, and then they'd be questioned afterwards. We hijacked the ambulance boat. So Taylor's also here.
Okay. Taylor is knocked out also here. The hostage is here, and we are driving the boat towards Red Queen Island. Fantastic. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm happy to do the engagement roll there. We're very unprepared. But
There's also 2 paramedics and a driver kind of trussed up and also. Oh dear.
okay, if that's how you want to
Okay,
play it,
yeah.
then that's how we'll play it. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it
We could
is.
Yeah. We could go for drag for information. We could also have a very short conversation with this guy. What are we feeling?
Well, my thought was that we just bring him on the score so that we
That's
have
true.
the
Okay.
engagement roll,
Sure.
and then we ask our hostage
Okay.
what's going on. Because once we're on the
Okay.
island, it feels like we're past engagement, right? Then we've
That's true.
arrived. So
That's true. That's true. There's a magical emergency on Red Queen Island, and we're driving an ambulance towards it.
Okay, so do we want to do any called shots to. So, called shots, if you're
Mhm.
unfamiliar, are optional mechanics that let the crew take on challenging extra objectives to increase the payout for a score, or just for bragging rights.
Hmm. I don't really know.
Okay. I'm going to say don't kill anyone from Section 6.
Okay.
Is that fair?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
We could also go don't kill anyone at all. That could also be interesting, but I don't know. I think it's very Bond to kill the villain at the end, at least.
Yeah, yeah, and you have a laser cannon. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I can use the laser cannon to like blow up structural objects and
Yeah,
so
yeah,
on.
that's
but
true.
I want to use it to on people.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, but don't kill anyone from Section 6. I think that's a good optional objective. And I don't know. The optional objectives I'm interested in are like tied to Taylor, but I kind of want to fail those just to see what Taylor will get up to. So I don't want to take them as a called shot because, like,
But what are they?
well, I was thinking, like somehow outsmart or outplay Taylor, but that only works if Taylor first outsmarts me. At the moment, he's scarred and unconscious and turning evil. And
How about you take burn the place when you leave? I think that's very funny. And that's very secret agent to blow it up as we go, as we
Okay,
head back on our police
sh-
boat or ambulance boat.
sure, sure. I guess I'll destroy the evidence. I guess I'll have that as my vague called shot, if that's okay.
We blow
It
up the
might be kind
entire
of a funny
island.
goal to have.
Mhm.
Mhm. Well, I'm not sure if I want to blow up the entire island, but I'll take destroy the evidence as a
Yeah. Okay.
secondary objective. Just I don't even fully know what that means, but we'll find out as we play. I think. How's that?
Yeah. Fantastic. That's excellent. So, that means we proceed on to our approach. So,
Mhm.
what kind of approach are we going for here? There's assault, deception, stealth, paranormal, social, and speed.
I think it's either speed or stealth. What do you think?
I'm thinking this is kind of stealth because like the hijacking of the boat means maybe it's more speed. I was thinking stealth because there is no way, even Hart being as brilliant an agent as they are, there is no way Hart could expect that like my infiltrator will get caught and instead of the usual bureaucratic procedures, the agents just respond. So I think it's kind of a mix between speed and stealth, but maybe let's call it speed because we were a bit less subtle hijacking the ambulance. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
going
can
for,
go with that.
it's sort of stealthy by virtue of being fast, right? Hart has no information to go like gather information on us. It's just suddenly there are some people. This was
Yeah.
unexpected.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sounds like deception because the opening gambit for deception is the misdirection or disguise
That's
True.
true.
here.
Yeah.
True. Okay, yeah.
Or
And
you
see,
could gather information about because stealth is the entry point. Do you have an entry point in mind beyond just rocking up to whatever dock
No,
exists
no.
on Red
I
Queen?
think it's deception. Yeah, we're coming in as
Mhm.
medical personnel. We're responding to an emergency.
yeah. So,
Uh-huh.
see, here's the thing. This is the genius of the plan. It's so stupid that we would never do this.
Yeah, yeah. You have a lot of plans like this, Doctor. It's good. Okay.
Mhm.
Lovely.
Mhm.
Okay.
On that, yeah.
And finally, what's your loadout?
Well, someone wanted to bring a giant heavy destructo laser, so I guess we're going loud.
Hmm.
Fantastic.
This is
I'm
just
going
my
to-
hunch.
I'm going to quote a very short passage from Johnny Mnemonic. If they think you're crude, go technical. If they think you're technical, go crude. I'm a very technical boy, so I decided to get as crude as possible.
Hmm.
Hmm. I'm a very technical boy.
Wonderful. Yeah. Okay, so we're going loud, and that means we go to our engagement roll, gang. So, starting with 1 die for sheer goddamn luck, you're going to need it.
Hmm.
Is this operation particularly bold or daring, or is it
Yes.
overly complex or contingent on many factors?
Both. Well, overly
It's not
complex.
complex
No.
at all. No, we didn't think about this
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no
Okay, it's
plan.
not complex. It's not complex. It is bold though. Sure.
See. Now you're thinking. Now you're thinking crude.
Okay.
Hmm.
Wonderful. Okay, so that's 2. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? Or is the
No.
target strongest against this approach, or do they have any particular defenses or special preparations?
Probably.
I think.
I think
I don't
yes.
know. Yeah.
Rock up in a
Probably the
boat.
latter.
Yeah, rock up in a boat. Yeah, we're totally not. Fantastic. So, still 1. Now, can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insights, or are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? I'll say there's definitely some rivals interfering in the operation.
Mhm.
So
My
yeah.
friend is Ackhurst, a professor of the history of anti-accuracy resistance. I think I am going to be in touch with him, or maybe we have already been in touch, and we can kind of like flash back to that when necessary to kind of like figure out who Hart really might be, if that's a decent angle.
Yeah, I think then what I'm going to ask you is what's the preliminary information about Hart? What particular interesting factoid have you learnt about them?
Mhm. Yeah, I think what I've learned is that Hart is the name of a person who's been involved in smuggling weapons and technology to multiple rival factions in the Dagger Isles. Um, and it seems so they're kind of anti-accuracy, but they seem kind of anti-everyone, and it doesn't seem like they serve any particular power, which is particularly scary and dangerous these days.
Yeah, and I'll add a little bit extra to that. Rumor has it Hart was an ex-Imperial Forces soldier in the Dagger Islands skirmishes have been going on.
Hmm. What is Section 6 doing with a miscreant like this? We shall find out.
It's a very legal shipping company. That's why.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now, are there any other elements we want to consider? That you're going rogue?
Tier?
Yeah, I think going rogue is affecting you here.
Yeah. Funnily, I guess, mechanically have the backing of my organization, but I will try to justify that when it comes in. So.
Going rogue.
How the operative usually works is that every time you use their assets, you do have to like pay them back somehow, and I guess that's extra relevant now that I'm going rogue. So I think the
Yeah.
mechanics still work fine, but
Yeah.
it probably does affect our tier. Yes.
Yeah, so there's tier to consider. I don't know if going loud acts as a penalty. Last time when we went quiet, that gave us an extra dice.
Yeah, I think going loud is kind of immediately going to fuck up your pretense, right? I think you can get in close, but the moment you step aboard, it's going to be, oh yeah, these guys are dressed to go loud. These aren't just medics.
I feel that with everything stacked against us as it should be, the honest thing to do is to roll a 0 dice engagement.
Yeah, -1's not an option. So yes. Okay. Does anybody particularly want to roll engagement, or are we cutting
I think the
here?
secret agent should do it.
Okay, I will do it.
Yeah, this is your
Yeah,
job.
so
I'm just here to help you.
Yeah,
On the
sure.
crew sheets, there's a button for the engagement roll.
Yes, I seem to recall that there is. Engagement. Number of dice, none. Let's go.
Okay.
So that is a 3, a desperate engagement roll to start with.
Yay!
So, and let us just take a 5 or so minute break beforehand for water, snacks, and other entertainments.
Very good.
So,
I'm
see you
going to
after
hang
the
out with my
break.
cat. Gonna hang out with my cat.
Back in 5. Yes, okay. I'm ready to go.
Okay then, fantastic. If we're ready to go then, the medical boat, I'm imagining it's this big, it's pretty big to fit the medical equipment on board. Covered hull painted like this blinding white, and the spotlights on Red Queen Island, deserted even as it is, fixate on you as you come cresting over the waves. And in the lagoon, as you cross from the city towards it, you can see dark shapes circling, scenting blood in the water. But that is no matter. In the dark, as the spotlights glare upon you, you bump up onto the dock of Red Queen Island, not far from whatever facility, now you've got closer, is built into the side of the volcano, dormant on the island for, well, hundreds of years. And immediately there's security on you, garbed in these black and white jumpsuits, pointing assault rifles, and some of them laser guns at you as you dock. Go, right, what's going on here? One of them yells over, putting hand to their shoulder, dialing into the radio waves. Right, what's going on here? We've got some sort of medical ship coming aboard. Shouts out to you. Ho there! This is government property.
Gulu, I think you will have to take point, because I think it's more spooky style to have disappeared and not be presented on the boat immediately. I think I'm hiding. I haven't decided how yet, but you're the person who will have to do the talking.
Yeah, I think Gulu steps out and says, I'm afraid there has been a medical emergency that we have been called in for.
Immediately the rifles fasten on you as you emerge, and the security guard goes, okay, right, and jerks their head. Right, you won't complain if we send a couple folk to just make sure you are who you say you are. You've had a spate of, well, incidents recently, and I think what he's going to do is he's going to dial into the radio and call back to base, and immediately rumble you. He goes, right, this is dot squad 1-2 Alpha Bravo, calling in medical emergency, over. And then the radio is starting to crackle to life. You can feel the radio, the electromagnetic waves start to vibrate and shift as whoever's on the other side of the radio is going to respond, no, there is nobody. And your plan's going to be rumbled as soon as you've touched land. So, what do you do? Millicent, you can, well, spooky, there are going to be people on the ship looking, scoping out what's going on.
Yep, I have an idea. I don't know if Gulu wants to go first.
Yeah, I think Gulu says, very good. Please contact the main office. I will speak to them, but please hand over the thing. I can talk to them too.
Okay, I'm tempted to just have the person receiving call, their radio operator, be one of my double agents. But I don't know if that interferes with your plan or assists it.
I think probably assists it.
Yeah, okay. So, I'm going to declare...
You can stress to have the guard, but whoever they're talking to is not a minor NPC.
Okay, they're not talking to... So they're calling straight to base. Like
Yes.
actually someone important. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Now let me think it, because I think it's funnier if they call in to someone who's actually. I was picturing just their radio telegrapher who would be a sleeper agent, but all right.
Yeah, chief of security.
Chief of security does not count as minor.
No.
Is it funny to have the guard be on my side, or is it? I kind of want to save it.
Yeah, save it for later. That's fine.
Okay, you want to talk to head of security directly. Okay, then I, meanwhile, will be sneaking around. I think the vibe is like, as the boat docks, as the spotlights are turned on it, I'm only going to spend a brief dip in the shark-infested waters, because I'm going to swim ashore and wind up behind people. I think this is my plan,
Nice.
while Gulu provides the distraction.
Mm-hmm. As you slip off of the side, you hear the guards in their black and white jumpsuits shuffle around aboard, go, looks like we have unconscious body and oh god, there is somebody, there's somebody almost dead here. Quick.
Yes, that's part of it. Please hand over the radio. I will explain it to your head office.
Yeah, but first, what they're doing is they're grabbing Taylor's unconscious, half dead body, and they're going to be hauling it off into the base to provide first aid. And then the others, I imagine you've knocked those out. So but what I want to see first is Millicent having a dip in the shark-infested lagoon and swimming to shore.
Yes, I'm going to swim up secretly among the rocks, as one does.
Lovely, yeah. So again, desperate because there's a spotlight trained on you on the boat. There's sharks in the lagoon.
Yeah.
And you probably still have a little bit of blood on your suit.
Possibly, yes. Okay. Well, it's
Desperate
prowl,
standard.
I think.
Yeah, desperate standard. We'll say you spot, as you slip into the waters, there's a grate. Kind of like an intake flow pipe. Not too far along. Unguarded. Big enough for somebody to swim through.
All right, should I go in the pipe? I mean, you put the pipe there, so that wasn't really my plan, but I'm going to go in the pipe because there's a pipe. It sounds fun. I'll aim for it at least. I'm just checking a thing among the guide. Yep. I don't think I have any equipment that helps me here, so prowl it is.
Wonderful, yeah. So desperate standard. Are you pushing yourself for anything, or?
You know what? I will use one of my precisions to push myself for feat of athletics or stealth. I think it fits that I'm using it here. I am literally infiltrating.
Very nice. Yeah.
So desperate standard, 1 bonus die. I don't think I can be helped exactly, so there isn't much more I can do.
Okay.
So let's see. It's a 6.
Nice.
I roll a 3, a 6, and a 3. So secret agent my way into the pipe.
Yeah, you slip like a knife underneath the waves of the lagoon. And thankfully, you know what? Bond has shark repellent spray for underwater. What do you have to fend off the sharks released from the Strangford Marine Institution in a very catastrophic failure a couple of years ago that you totally did not have anything to do with?
I'll just mark a gadget to have shark repellent spray for you.
Okay, well, I don't think I need it. My plan was just to I did roll a 6, but sure, if you would like. I think if the shark repellent comes from you, then I'll highlight Gulu's practices instead.
No, if you hadn't already had it, you can go ahead. It's fine. I'll save it for later then.
Yeah. Well, you see, my shark repellent is I'm gonna go with this. It's from Dundridge's, where I buy a lot of luxury goods. It's a cologne. It's a very strong smelling cologne. I pick up some of these things sometimes.
They don't like it.
Yeah.
And it blocks out, I'm imagining, their electroreceptors and
Yeah.
the scent of blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you slip
Yes.
like a seal into the pipe and swim. I think you can feel like the water it's cool in the lagoon, and then as you get closer and closer to the pipe, it starts to warm up until it's almost like unbearably hot. Yeah, you're swimming, and you can feel just as your lungs are about to give up, your head pops above the water, and you're within this kind of this cooling room, this maintenance plant room in the volcano itself. Yeah, that's where we'll cut from you for a moment, as I imagine you haul yourself up out of the pool, perfectly hair slicked back, suit unscathed. Brush yourself off. So, Gulu, you're demanding that you manage to get to talk to whoever's over the phone, over the radio.
That's right.
And the security guard kind of puts one hand up, just not touching your chest, but kind of that chest height, and goes, "I'm sorry, sir, you're going to have to step back. This is government property. Stay on the boat, please."
Yes, I'm standing on the boat.
So is it a role to persuade them to be the first person to talk to the boss?
Yeah, I think there's something in there to get in there first to be able to go, actually, no, I have authority here.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going about doing this?
Yeah, I think I'm just saying, yes, I am still standing on the boat. You are confused by the situation. I fully understand this, but I'm afraid that I cannot explain the situation directly to you. Only your boss has the clearance to fully understand the medical situation at hand. So, you can let the medical situation play out, and you can waste time, and people can die, or worse. Or, you can just hand the thing to me, and I will explain to your boss. And if your boss is dissatisfied with my explanation, you can do what you were going to do anyway.
All right, yeah, so go ahead, what you doing then? So that sounds like a sway, or it kind of
Sounds
sounds
like
a bit
command.
sway, yeah. Command, yeah, I can go with command.
Yeah,
And
my plan had
yeah.
been to actually make the roll once I had the thing. So this is probably not going to work anymore. So, but it's fine.
Yeah, what this is covering is you then talking to the security chief as well.
Oh, yeah. So that's where I wanted to actually do the thing. So because what I actually want to do doesn't quite make sense if I'm just rolling for these guys. But if I'm just rolling for these guys, then it's just going to have to be a command.
Okay, yeah. So you are commanding as a couple of the security guards. I think there's only been about 3 or 4 of them on there. One of them has their gun trained on you. The other 2 went to search below. The 2 of them are carting Taylor's unconscious body, that is on the threshold of death. Past you, go. Really is a medical emergency, boss. Yeah, so make your roll. I think rather than desperate, this is risky because they've just confirmed there is indeed a medical emergency on board.
So, because you invoked clearance, I'm going to assist you.
Okay.
And I'm going to assist you by leaving out a couple of empty, but they don't know that, manila folders marked top secret. I stole them.
Nice.
That's good.
So they will realize this is apparently a high clearance situation.
Could I get a devil's bargain?
A devil's bargain. Oh, Oleg's listening in.
Sounds good. Let's go with that. We'll have to
Oleg
explain who Oleg
being your rival?
Yes. Oleg is the navigation system for the previous Bluerakers that exploded. I made him. He took it very hard that all the Bluerakers exploded. it wasn't his fault. So Bluerakers 1 to 3 exploded, not because of him, but then he got very depressed, and then Blueraker 4 blew up because of a mistake he made because he was very depressed, and after that he just decided to go rogue. I would very much like him to come back into the fold.
How good?
So that's a 5.
Very nice. Okay, yeah. And when you bring the radio to your ear and tap the receiver, how do you know? How do you know that this radio is being controlled by Oleg? That he can hear everything you're saying. He's on the other side. Is there like a tone to it, like the radio waves themselves?
Every now and then there's like a mechanical choking sob as he can't help but start crying because of how much of a piece of shit he thinks he is.
Yes. So crackling to life. Right. This is Grohl, security chief Grohl. What's going on? Who is this?
Hello, my friend. This is Gullu. No. I am representing a certain ministry that is of very great interest to you and your employer. I do not have to mention the name. Now, here is the situation at hand. I am bringing in several bodies, one of whom is an agent sent to infiltrate the Blueraker Project and to destroy it. And the other is an agent of Their Majesty's Secret Service who has been dispatched to prevent any interference with the Blueraker Project. Now, I'm coming here with these people because it is not just an olive branch to you and your employer, but also because I am, if you do not recognize the name immediately, the chief scientist leading the construction of the sparkmind systems and also the laser defense systems for the Blueraker Project. I am very, very highly placed and very much in a position to aid you and your employer in your business. Now, I do not fully understand the nature of the business, but I understand enough to know that you very much want me to be inside the island right now talking to your employer.
Incredible. You're just laying all
Yeah.
your cards on the table.
And Grohl over the radio is silent. You can hear the sob in the radio waves.
I think
And
I addressed
then-
the sob then, if I may.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think I say. Now, Oleg, my friend, I know that you are listening, so that you know that who I am is who I am, right? You know me, and I miss you very much, and I'm very glad that you have managed to find the confidence to join this particular scientific endeavor, this project. I am come to help you to fully actualize yourself in the way that I have always wanted to help you and to show you that you are not alone. I am with you.
And Grohl breaks the silence. This sounds like a reason to come down, then. And pass me over to my subordinate. I'll be down with you shortly. Stay where you are. No funny business.
There is nothing funny about any of this situation, my friend. There are guns pointed at me. I take that very seriously. You, my friend, your boss wishes to speak to you.
And the security guard pales as you hand over the radio, and from the kind of chittering, buzzing radio static getting chewed out. So Chief of Security is coming down to you, and we're going to cut away to Spooky pulling herself out of the water into this maintenance room. It is dead quiet here. Just the whir of machines, and it is blastingly hot, drawing power from the geothermal energy below.
Okay, so am I in some sort of I'm in some sort of technical area?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, obviously, first priority is going to be to find you can tell me if this isn't what happens, but Spooky's first priority is going to be to find some lone maintenance worker in a conveniently spooky-sized overall and, and uniform that I can steal.
Oh, of course there's one. As you peer out into the corridor, you see a woman in, I think maintenance are these horrible baggy grey jumpsuits that are really unflattering. So definitely will fit on over your suit, but it is a crime against fashion.
Yeah, but that's okay. I do
Lighting up a
disguises.
cigarette and smoking her way down the corridor, pausing, throwing the butt of a cigarette on the floor, sparking up another one.
May I offer you a devil's bargain?
Okay.
Rounding the corner is, instead of this easy target maintenance officer, is a security guard, and they have pretty snazzy uniforms.
Okay.
So
yeah, I like it. The thing is, I think, Spooky is vain, absolutely,
Yeah.
and cares about looking great, but also is a secret operative who does disguises. Now, this being said, a security guard would be a better disguise than a maintenance person.
but also
So I
more
don't know
dangerous.
how the GM feels about this. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't feel like this is a devil's bargain. I feel like this is just almost better, but
Yeah, you're just so the security guards is coming down the corridor towards you. The maintenance worker is going away from you.
okay. So the security guard is harder to deal with.
Yeah.
In general as well, because they're a security guard.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think I'm going to go for the maintenance worker, actually. Bonus to this is that I can put the disguise on over my own cool clothes, which I don't know if I could do with the security guard outfit. So
That's true.
then I can do a dramatic reveal and look cool later, see? So I will, I think what we see is Spooky going down the corridor, reaching for something. I could use the trank gun here, but I think it's best to save that. And also, it's just more, again, I'm thinking spy movie. This is not a person you shoot with a trank dart. This is a person you bonk on the head. That's just genre appropriate, So
yeah, of course.
Sneaking down the corridor, grabbing something to knock this person out, and drag them into a convenient storage closet and swap outfits.
Yes, I mean, I think just a maintenance worker, easy as. You just sneak up, and she's so, like, as she goes into a very conveniently placed bathroom with a very conveniently massive, what's the word, bin full of just stuff. It's very Hitman. She kind of looks in the mirror, starts touching up her eyeliner as she's smoking. You appear behind her. Her eyes widen, boom, onto the floor.
Yeah. And then I will take...
Yeah. The fabric of the horrible maintenance worker jumpsuit is awful on your skin. It's a sensory nightmare.
Yeah, well, the things you got to go through for the job, swimming with sharks, wearing awful clothes, about on the same level. However, I think I'm not going to hold off on marking fine disguise, because I do have fine disguise. So I think what happens here is that, ordinarily, Spooky presents kind of masculine, but then drags this person into a bin and then touches up the same eyeliner, like resumes with this woman left off. And my fine disguise kit lets me actually look like a specific person. So I won't just be a maintenance worker. I will take the name tag of this person and I will adopt their personality fully and look like them. So, what does my name tag say? I guess what
does your name tag say for this a random maintenance worker?
Yes.
I'm going to call her Miss Klein.
Okay.
I think it's just like the last name on the tag.
Yeah.
Klein.
Yeah, I will become Klein. I will inhabit this person with my fine disguise. Hopefully I won't need it, but I might as well mark it now. So there we are.
Yeah.
So I will emerge, and the vibe is like this security guard who's probably saw Klein come in here, sees Klein emerge from the bathroom, and thinks everything appears to be in order.
Yeah, gives you a nod. and
Uh-huh.
continues going down. And turns not. I think there are a bunch of signs because, of course, this is like a labyrinthine underground complex. There's a bunch of signs that point one way that are all marked. Security guard goes the other.
Should I hang out with the security guard or should I avoid the security guard? What do you think, Doctor?
I think you should hang out with the security guard.
Okay, yeah, then I will accompany the security guard going in that direction. They were going in the same direction originally, so
Security guard is going somewhere that needs security.
yeah.
And you should go and make that place insecure.
Yes, very good. I will go and follow the security guard and see where that takes me.
Now you're thinking like a PhD.
Wonderful. Yeah, as you follow the security guard down these like concrete and white tile corridors. Again, very, very similar to the Charterhall facility.
Yes.
You go past like doors, nondescript, unmarked, as the security guard, I think, just starts to make like general conversation with you, like, oh yeah, it's a hard day. Just got we're just checking on the policeman. Got in the Wiggler, and then we had this call over the radio that Grohl's going to check out the chief of security, and then I think I'm going to take my break. God, I need a break recently. Did you hear about Hart has us all scurrying around like fucking rodents? Oh, isn't that right, Klein? Like slaps you on the back jovially.
Yeah, and Clive goes like, "Tell me about it. There was just a gasket blown in the..." And then I forget this now out of character, but I think in character I'm going to exactly repeat some techno babble that Gulu showed me on the original tour, like that thing. Isn't the retro encabulator fascinating?
The Thombic waves emulsified and repeated on the 69th degree is incredibly amusing.
Yes, so I'll say like there was a gasket blown in the Thombic wave encabulated on the 16th degree or whatever.
Yeah.
Just saying the exact same things that Kula said to me,
Yeah.
because it's a similar facility, and this guy probably also doesn't know what we're talking about. So
you see the guard's eyes kind of glaze over, and smiles and goes, I think there's a little bit of heat to their cheeks, and goes, would you like to... Well, you see, I'm going to check on the policeman and turn up the heat, as it were, on the experimental laser array. Would you like to see it?
I suppose I've got time.
And I think you're paused by this door as you're walking down, again, maze of nondescript corridors. Any markers have kind of, by this time, gone far, far away. Opens the door, and there, strapped to this table that is like jiggling and wiggling him, Bond James Rodriguez, the policeman.
Oh, of course.
Of course, a big fuck off laser attached to the ceiling, aimed between his legs.
Okay, so this is Constantine's rival from last score, right?
I must actually, it's Bond James Rodriguez.
James, okay. Sure. This person was Constantine's rival. Yes. I never ran into him, but I think Spooky should know who he is because it's funny.
He's Bond James.
Yeah. So I think I will gasp. Is there anyone else in the room? Is there like an evil scientist operating the device pointed at him?
Of course, there's an evil scientist operating the device pointed at him.
Okay, very good. So there's me, there's the security guard, there's the evil scientist. Standing over, I imagine, some sort of big console, yeah?
Yeah, big console, kind of nondescript looking. Just having a great time, honestly. Like, gloating, monologuing. You stupid policeman, I've got you now, haven't I? You are tedious. And now, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. And, of course, the laser starts to power up, and Bond James Rodriguez is completely chill out in his bindings. You can see like the telltale fingers like trying to unlock the binds around his wrists, and then infinitesimally his eyes widen,
Mm-hmm.
as the lockpick slips from between two very sweaty fingers.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I I think I'm going to have to save this guy just because that's what you do. So I think I'm gonna step in towards the mad scientist as he gloats. He goes like, "Hold up, hold up, hold up there! You
Mm.
can't just go ahead and fire up that thing without double and triple checking the connectors." I don't know why
Mm.
this accent came out. This is apparently
That's fine.
what Klein speaks like. I picked it up from the micro expressions on the guard. Okay.
Oh, you picked it up when
Mhm.
she was like, whoa! She went down.
Yes.
with
Yes.
ass.
Yeah. Of course, she grunted in that accent.
Mm.
So I'm
That's
going to step
exactly
up.
what you mean.
I'm going to step up and go like, we've had 3 of them blown already. Let me take a look. I'm going to go up to the panel and because this guy's an evil scientist. I'm an evil engineer. There are differences. So I'm going to sort of crudely try to like interpose myself to make sure that he doesn't destroy any expensive equipment because we've already had. And I'm doing this with the energy of like I'm so tired of these scientists just playing with my sensitive equipment and burning it out by pushing everything to the maximum.
Mm-hmm.
In
Well,
fact,
push to
accusing him, I think, yeah, I think accusing him like, see, you were going to pull that menacing red lever all the way up to 110%. It can't.
Yes, I was.
I'm going to
It is imperative that the policeman does not escape.
Well, it's
I'm
also
going-
imperative that you don't blow the thing. Yeah.
I'm going to give you a gadget in a flashback,
Okay. Thank you.
which is we have a flashback to
Mm-hmm.
me scribbling on the notebook and also the pen, and then at one point I say, also this pen, you will observe that it can do this, and then I press a button and then use the tiny little laser to etch on the glass.
Okay.
Yes. So you have a clipboard and a pen that can shoot a very, very thin laser.
Okay. What do you want me to use the very, very thin laser for?
On the restraints.
Of course. Yes. Perfect. So I'll take out the pen and I'm going to point with it as I lecture the scientist. Like, I understand, but you see, there, and then I will laser off the restraints. Very good.
Incredible, yeah. What do you think this is? This kind of feels finessey, I guess.
It feels finessey. Yeah, I think so.
Fabulous. I'm going to say, because you've got a disguise on, it's risky. And it's also risky. I'm going to give you a devil's bargain here. Is yes, the restraints are going to come off, and everybody's going to attribute it to Bond James Rodriguez because he's that good.
Yeah, I think that's funny. I think, to be honest, Spooky does not mind this. I think she's just incredibly amused by this. So if I can get a bonus die for making him look cool, I will take it. I mean, it's also going to annoy me probably, and he's going to be insufferable about it, but it makes sense. So, okay. Then finesse with a bonus dice from a devil's bargain. And do I get an assist from the gadget, or is this just a...
I'm going to assist you in a different way, which is part of the gobbledygook that you've been muttering to kind of like keep up with the scientist is the same gobbledygook that I've been standing on the boat just talking to these lads about.
Okay, good.
It's fine. Like, I can say whatever the hell I want because it doesn't make any sense to them anyway.
Yeah.
Second, might as well be topical to your conversation instead.
Okay.
Oh,
Sure.
do you think then you have like the radio?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And transmitting.
Yeah, you have like a little chip behind your ear.
Yeah.
That's like transmitting what I'm saying.
Okay, good. Perfect. I'm being Cyrano de Bergerac. Okay. Then it's with 2 bonus dice from a devil's bargain and from an assist. Risky standard, yeah?
Yep, risky standard.
I don't think I want great effect here. I think standard is enough. Get this guy out of his restraints. And it's a 4, so it does work.
Does work, yes. And you can hear like the high-pitched laser charging up. What does it look like as what does it look like to do this? Is it all very cool? Calm,
so
collected?
I think I have to hold the pen in place a little bit because it is a thin laser to burn off the restraints. So I think I am just having the look of an agitated, frustrated engineer. But when we switch over to Bond James Rodriguez, I think we see him be like surprised and, you know, having been resigned to his fate as the lockpick slipped from his hands. Suddenly he realizes that, I guess these are like handcuffs, but they're not like with chains, they're with like ropes.
It's
that
like
I burn
you
off.
know the manacles are like attached to the
Yeah.
slab.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they burn off. He like wiggles his hands, realizes that he can like snap one off with a quick movement, and then I think he will go like "Huh!" and pull up
Yeah,
his arm with sudden strength.
It's all very masculine as a couple of buttons, ping, 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 pull off as he flexes like and pulls himself out of the restraints and goes, "Aha! You thought you could capture me, Bond James Rodriguez? Think not." He pulls his Walther PPK from within his shirt pocket, takes out the security guard, takes out the scientist behind, and swaggers up to you, and you can see like a little bit of sweat and the sweat marks in his shirt, and it is not as nice a suit as you're wearing. And he goes, "Why, thank you, my friend. Now," and the consequence is, this is Bond. He's going to sweep you into sweep you over his knee and give you a great big honking kiss because he thinks you're an.
Okay. So the question is if I resist this or if I do something funny with it. Also, he just shot the scientist, which is kind of rude, but whatever.
The important thing is, he's not Section 6.
I guess not. I don't know. I didn't kill anyone, so.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, then that's fine.
I don't know if these people are Section 6 or not, is the thing. So I'm considering resisting this just to like save them, but. Okay, I'm going to do it. This is not good like strategically, but I'm going to do it because I have a funny idea.
That's very important.
So I'm going to resist with prowess first, and then I'll tell you how I'm doing it. I'll roll first, and
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I'll probably take 6.
Nice.
I don't take any stress. Okay, very lucky. But what I'm going to do is, rather than him thinking that I have rescued him, I'm going to resist by like tackling the scientist to the ground, realizing that like, oh no, he's loose. I'm going to save the scientist, and importantly, the reason why I'm resisting this is that I'm resisting Bond thinking that this was anything other than his own excellent doing. I think he still thinks we're all bad guys in the room. I want him to be delusional. So
yeah, I think you can
I'm
save...
resisting him realizing that I helped him.
Yeah, and I think the security guard dives and takes the bullet in the shoulder and is next to you, holding their own rifle. Goes, quick, get to safety, down there. And you hear Bonds recocking the pistol and going, "Well, now I've got 6 chambers in my gun, and I've got 6 bullets left. Well, let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone, shall we?" And yes, he is up and about, and, well, he's a secret agent who has no such compunctions as you.
Yes, so I'm not going to stop him from killing anyone after I've like left the scene, but I think I'm going to leave the scene together with the evil scientist, who, I mean, being an evil scientist is probably also someone who knows things, so this is also good for the purpose of the mission.
Nice, yeah, hustling out of the room the way you came in, dodging like a bullet over your shoulder, quick as hell. And yes, so Gulu, as you wait, Groll emerges, and it's this vast man, highlighted by the spotlights on top of you. You kind of have to squint and look up, probably about 6'7", maybe even topping 7 foot, with great, horrible metal teeth. In fact, tell me, how do you know? How can you tell this man is a whole? Very human-like, very lifelike, but is a whole indeed.
Yeah, I think, he's very human-like. So there's no, like, So there's no like obvious like signs unless you're very good at spark minds to
Mhm.
know is what you're implying,
Yes,
right?
apart from the horrible, horrible teeth, but a person could have those.
Mhm. Yeah. I think he's moving very, very smoothly. Like preternaturally smoothly. Like I've seen like there's always like a little bit of imperfection in someone's walk, like even if they're specifically trained themselves in some way as like I don't know, maybe a dancer or runway model or someone might like train themselves to walk in a certain way. But there's like a full pure symmetry in every movement that he's making. There's no like wasted, there's no like start and stop. Everything is like precisely calculated. There's just it may be, of course, one shouldn't always make assumptions. You know, the human experience is vast, but it's probably a hull.
Mm. Yeah, and he tosses out a little, kind of pushes aside a lank of this kind of lank dark brown hair that's plastered to his face. He goes, Dr. Chakraborty puts out this massive paw of a hand. You can feel when you shake it, the metal shifting underneath. Terribly sorry about the greeting you've received. Now, would you like to accompany me
Mhm.
into the facility to talk with our superiors more?
Just to remind myself of the situation. So we have our ambulance boat, and they were also on a boat,
No,
or
they're on
were
the
they on the ship?
dock.
They're on the dock. Okay, sure.
Yeah, so he's come
I
out from the
Mhm.
facility, walked down, and he's going to
Yeah,
walk you up into the facility
Mhm.
doors. I'm imagining
Yeah.
these two massive blast doors in the side of the volcano.
Yeah. I say. Well, you took your time, my chap, but it's all fine.
It's a
We
very long
certainly.
walk.
Mhm. Well, I am certainly not at all averse to a very long walk. And I think he steps onto the dock and says, "It is Ashcroft Chakraborty, by the way. One must not forget my grandmother."
Yes, of course. Well, my apologies, and we've heard of your proclivity for walks. Excellent to see somebody so invested in your physical health. Ha ha.
Well, there is no joke about this, my friend. We shall walk down together. Now, sorry, I think they did mention his name, right?
Yeah, Groll.
Grohl. Yeah. No. How should I address you, Mister Grohl, Chief Grohl?
Groll is fine. I have no preference.
Then Grohl. I am here not just to speak to your employer and to furnish them with their missing friend and also the agent Taylor, but also to make sure that these people are well taken care of. Especially, I have grown very fond of this man, and then I kind of like indicate the uh, the infiltrating engineer. I suppose like I would know their code name, right? Sorry, the name that they were pretending to be.
Yeah, you probably would. I imagine so. If you would say you'd know all of the people on the project, yeah.
Yeah, and anyway,
Cool
he'd be
ones to
wearing
mind.
He'd also be wearing an overall with his like name on it, right? Similarly, I'd say Smithers here, even though I now understand it to have been mostly an imposture, is someone that I have grown quite fond of, and I would very much like to make sure that he is all right. And if it is all right with you, I would like to go and see that he is taken care of first. It is, after all, as I mentioned, a medical emergency.
And Groll goes, I'm afraid to say that, well, your presence here, we have technicians on site who can take care of this.
Hmm.
Hart is excited to meet you.
Oh, very well then. I have made my attempt, and I'll be very upset if he does not make it through the night. But let us go speak to Hart. I've been very curious to know more about your employer. In fact, can you tell me more about your employer? All I know is I don't think we actually have a pronoun for her, do we? This is me out of character.
No.
I've been very interested in them since I've been hearing about their exploits in the Dagger Elves.
And as the massive blast doors hiss open, Grohl
Mhm.
turns to you and goes, "Well, I'm sure you can ask her all of the questions you would like to learn when you meet her."
Yeah.
Dr. Ashcroft Chakraborty.
Yeah. And as we're walking, I'm going to also say, and what about you, my friend? What is it that what is it that what is your special interest in this situation? Because I know that I am, of course, very interested in making sure that we have a launch into the blue, whether it is the Blueraker, which is what I've been working on, or Harts project. It is all one to me. There is not a big difference. We just have to make sure that we get out there. And it seems to me that with Hart's expert infiltration of the Ministry of Discovery, that the Blueraker project is perhaps doomed, and Hart is probably the best bet. But, my friend, if I'm entering into business, of course I will be speaking to Hart to understand what they want. But if I'm entering into business, I would like to have a sense of what it is that you like, my friend. I already am venturing a guess, and you can tell me if I am out on a limb. But I think that you like. So I'm going to use my mentalist ability to figure out what they're into.
Okay, so trivial details about anyone. Yep, that's a hole.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's an old one. It's an old model of hole that you're talking to right now.
Yeah.
Probably about 50, 60 years out of date.
Yeah. And I want to study Grohl to see if I can find out a deep desire that they didn't even know they had.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead. As you wind your way up through, again, it's so very similar. It's almost a copy of the facility in Charterhall. And I think what I'd like to ask you before we do this roll is, what here, as you ascend these gantries and catwalks and stairs, and you see the vast complexities of the facility laid out before you underneath the volcano, what here could not have been crafted by human hands?
Like mechanical hands or
Human hands. So what could not have been built by a human, by a person? What here might be the doing of something else?
I think there's a pure perfect circle, like hovering in midair, radiating ultramaroon light.
You feel it wash over you as you pass by, and it's very similar to the feeling of the blue when it's turned up to full power. Yeah, so you want to study. Let's go with risky standard, as he is bringing you up towards one of the glass-fronted control rooms. In amongst, I think there's a bunch of, white-coated scientists, and among them all, somebody dressed in tweeds, elaborately coiffed hair, and smoking. But their faces, of course, turned away from you. Yes. Risky standard.
Is there a devil's bargain?
Is there a devil's bargain? What are you kind of aiming for? Is there something you particularly be interested in to the situation?
I want something that I can then use as leverage on Grohl to give it to him so that I can then potentially get him on my side later when things go wrong. That's my angle for success here. As for devil's bargains, I'm not sure. Maybe it could involve Oleg in some way.
Yeah, I think then you glean that Groll and Oleg are very fond of. And if you want Groll on your side, you're going to have to get Oleg onto your side as well.
I mean, that's fair enough. I do want to rehabilitate Oleg because I do feel a sense of personal responsibility for him. So that's good. That's
Yeah, they're
a
very, very
complication.
close.
That's a complication, of course, but it's something that I'm very keen to pursue. Nice. Yeah, okay.
I'm thinking if there's a way I can assist, but I can't think of one, and you rolled already, so.
Yep. It's a 5.
Yeah. Okay, so you've pushed yourself for a die?
No, I get an extra one just because of this ability.
Yeah, when acting on the information you've found. No? Like you study them and then
Oh,
you
okay.
get 1d in potency on it.
Okay. Then I misunderstood the
But-
ability. Sure.
Yeah, that's how it reads to me.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
We'll go
No, I
with it.
misunderstood it. You're right.
Yes. Okay, so that's still a success with consequences. So yeah, I think you uncover. Well, you're gleaning at it, and I think the information on Groll is as much a consequence and a complication as it is as an advantage. As you glean that Groll has been in. Groll is tired. It is so tired. He's been working for this organization for over 100 years at this point, and it has always been in this sort of manual labor role. You can see all he wants to do, what his deepest desire, apart from to rest, is to drive an old goat-drawn carriage once again. That's all he wants to do. He just wants to be able to drive a goat carriage. Unfortunately, and this is the complication, that is illegal now because of animal rights laws that were introduced by His Majesty's Secret Service.
Okay, I love the idea that the Secret Service is extremely concerned with national security and animal rights. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. The tracks.
You don't want the eco-fascists to kind of like a revolt.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if this is going to be a resistance or not, but what I'm going to establish is that even though Her Majesty's Secret Service has banned this sort of thing, Her Majesty's Secret Service also maintains a secret fleet of goat-drawn carriages.
Incredible. How do you know about those?
Well, I am very widely read, and I studied the entire history of not just Sparkcraft and the Autobots, but also what happened to all the goat-drawn carriages and the history of the resolution by His Majesty against them. And I think, especially with my conversations with what's his face, my companion, my friend Ackhurst, who specializes in anti-accuracy resistance. He pointed this out as, did you know this hypocrisy of the accuracies in government?
Lovely, yeah. So resist with insights then for me, please.
Sure. Let's go with that. Mm-hmm. 3 stress.
Wonderful, yeah. And you are brought into, I think this room is cool, it's air conditioned, it's where all of the circuitry is. And as you step into it, you can feel Oleg around you. This control room is Oleg. Oleg is the sparkmind inhabiting this control room, and Hart, her back is to you as she's leaning over, tapping on a console, looking out over the looking out into that circle. Okay, right. So we need to up the temporis array over there, Doctor, and then over there we're going to need to. God, did the Did the lasers come in, or are we still waiting on a report back from Smithers? She turns and she sees Grohl enter. Oh, Grohl, and why exactly are you paying me? Oh, Dr. Augustus Ashcroft Chakraborty, a pleasure to meet you. Very nondescript face. Apart from the cigarette dangling between her lips, it's kind of hard to focus on her face. It's like there's this... You can feel your eyes sliding off. Pleasure to meet you.
Likewise a pleasure. You are called Hart?
That is the name I go by, yes.
Very interesting. I also noticed the trick that you're doing with your face. I would very much love to understand it over the course of what I hope is our long and mutually beneficial relationship.
She draws the cigarette away, breathes out a cloud of smoke. So, what exactly are you? You're defecting? Awfully sorry about the 1 to 4. Terribly sorry. We did our best, but, well, you understand. Science. Ha ha ha. And, well, tell us, what have you brought here?
Now, it may look like a defection, but I would like to make it very clear. It is not a defection. My first allegiance has always been to the great cause of science. And it is very clear to me that the Akarosi government, towards whom I had pitched my flag, is a loser in this great march of progress forward. And against all the odds, it seems that it is here, on Red Queen Island, that is the tip of the spear, as it were. And I always want to be at the very tip, so that I can see it in tip-top condition. Also, I am very gratified to know that you have given my wayward child, my ward, Oleg, the respect and role that he fully deserves.
Well, it'd be rather amiss of us not to offer him such a role. We're instrumental, my dear fellow, in, well, some of our successes recently. She like taps one of the massive consoles. Not, I don't think it's patronizingly, but it is a little bit.
Yeah, and also, especially in light of what you have said about 1 through 4 crashing, I can deduce that it is you who was responsible for those disasters, and not my dear Oleg.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as to say that. After all, well, I had a hand in it, but you can thank Tower for that yourself. And I think a door hisses open. The door hisses open behind you, and a man wearing a very dapper suit with a horrible facial burn and disfigurement over his face steps through. And Spooky, what are you doing?
Yes. I am saying to my new friend, the mad scientist, like, well, this is bad. We'd better go warn the boss in person. Who knows? Who knows who else might have come in with that policeman? And my goal is to get to Hart, guided by my friend the scientist, to warn Hart about that, Bondheims Rodriguez has broken loose.
Yes, I have. There is great security concern, indeed. And, well, I have heard that boss is now on the island. Yes, to secondary location.
Well, we'd better get there right away. I don't see any other way.
And I think the scientist stops. Yeah, at an intersection goes, I do not know the way from here. That is my post. The bond winker. And the laser.
Okay. So... Well, obviously I would like to make my way back so that we can be reunited in the scene. I think I'm going to survey. I think I'm going to take a quick look around and I think what makes sense here is, this guy doesn't know the way, but I know my way around these kinds of facilities. Ah, yes, of course. I am going to survey for signs of sparkmind wiring to
Oh.
look around for where there's stuff, because this is the 60s. This is usually the wiring is not that subtle, right? What's connecting the electronics to what? So I'm going to try to follow the wires back towards central. I think survey makes sense.
Yeah, that does indeed make sense. Now, I
Mhm.
think the question I'd like to ask is going to be risky standard if you want to get in undetected,
Mhm.
controlled standard if not.
Yeah, I do want to get in undetected.
Mm.
And I have, by the way, ticked adaptive because I think I've adapted to situation, one of my keys.
Yep.
So that key is now full. I'm just signaling that. I'm not using it yet, but I can now trigger the adaptive key later.
Fantastic.
Mhm. So I will. I'm going to push myself unless there is a devil's bargain for survey to find my way to the.
Yeah, I think the devil's bargain is that, yeah, so what evidence then do you see that whoever's behind this, because you're looking out, you're checking out these surroundings, the evidence is pointing you that whoever built this facility has also built and infiltrated the palace. So what evidence do you see? That would be your devil's bargain.
The conspiracy goes all the way to the top.
That's what I told you.
Yeah. Well, that is what you told me. What evidence can I see by looking at some wires?
And then following them and looking through the facility itself. It's not just staring at some wires for a little bit.
I'm sorry if this is boring, but I can't think of anything interesting, so I'm going to take the stress instead to keep things moving rather than stop and think
Cool.
about it. Nothing
Yeah.
comes to mind, so.
Wonderful, yeah, no worries.
Risky standard with 1 bonus die to survey. And let's go. It's a 4.
Oh,
Okay, good.
yeah. I think on a 4 then, you find the ways through and the consequence is as you sneak in through one of the maintenance passageways, you feel like dust and webs get in your hair and you slip into this same control room. The scientist goes, yeah, this is the passageway, and then if we go follow these steps, we can take the break room exit way. You are aware of it, yes? Up past, and then you can get into the control room from here. The bosses don't like us taking it. They say it's haunted, but it's great fun.
Okay, so I'm taking the haunted route. Is that the consequence?
No, the consequence is when you enter the control room and find Hart and Dr. Ashfrost Chakraborty and the tower, when you confront the tower Taylor, you're going to look awful. You're going to look like you've just crawled through a maintenance tunnel that's been haunted. And yeah, he's going to have the upper hand on you because he'll be able to leverage that.
Okay. To resist or not to resist? This
Always resist looking bad.
Yeah, I think it's in character. I'm going to resist with insight.
I'm wondering
because
if it's resolve for willpower of like just getting yourself all together and powering through it. Like you're still going to look terrible, but it's not going to completely. You look better than you look sexy terrible.
My reason for insight was to have thought ahead enough to have brought a comb and a mirror to freshen up before I enter the room. It's the same value, but I will go with insight since it doesn't matter. I just think it's funnier if like I do look terrible. I just take a moment to stop and having perfectly prepared my my things to style myself. Okay, let's see how it goes. It's a
Okay,
4.
take 2 stress.
Yep. Now I'm very close to throwing out, which is fantastic. Or to hitting a deadlock, but we'll see. Anyway, I will, fix my hair before I step out, looking snazzy as ever.
And
And
you step
I'm going to
into
enter
this
still
massive.
disguised.
Yeah, you step into this massive control room filled with a sparkmind, a bunch of scientists who have snapped to attention as Taylor, no longer on the edge of death. I think with a big cane supporting half his body weight, horrible disfiguring facial scar where the laser hit him, smiles, and the half of the smile turns into this horrible grimace because of the scar. He goes, "Oh well, wondrous you could make it round to the right point of view, Dr. Ashcroft Chakraborty. Godu. Excellent. I was hoping we wouldn't have a disagreement." He steps forward, shakes your hand in a big grip. "Well, how have you found the facilities? Has Grohl given you the tour yet? Shall I have to? I hope if I have to give it to you, it won't be so explosive."
Yeah, I think Augustus just says, "No, Grohl has been very, very competent as a tour guide. There are, of course, many, many questions that I still have that, of course, only an advanced level Sparkcraft scientist could answer. Now, forgive me, but Taylor, or Tower, as I suppose I should address you now, I do not know where your competence in here lies, and what your current role in all of this actually is. In fact, beyond the fact that you and Hart have set up a very elaborate and very, very successful test facility for something that can rival and in fact defeat the Blueraker Project, I do not know what your objectives and your roles are. Please fill me in so that I can fully join your team as a member."
Wonderful, yeah. So, are you doing this for anything, or you just want to find out what they're up to? Because this is a Bond villain. 100% they're going to
it's trying to monologue. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, let's have the monologue. I have a plan for what I want to do later, but we're entering kind of a hurry because we're panicked about the escaped guy. So let the monologue first, and then I'll storm in and interrupt them, maybe. But let's hear it first.
The main reason I wanted the monologue is that I don't know what to do because I don't know what they want.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So I think Taylor kind of limps past you, leaning heavily on this cane, to the of course the panoramic view of the facility. Hart's by his side, very straight backed, very tweedy. Well, you see, the Isles are in a state of disarray, and His Majesty is doing very little. See, the array we're creating, the blue, well, can't call it the blue array any longer. Bastards copyrighted it. Well, it will protect the entirety of Akaros from, well, the wars brewing in the Dagger Islands, the unrest with Blackthorn Park, or whatever they're called nowadays. Well, troubles in Severos and, well, Aruvia. Tell you what, the Ankert consortium was very narrowly foiled. Really provided the kick in the pants to get this going. Oh yes, several 100 million coins is at stake. And Harts nods. And of course, we're going to need some sparkmind, and, well, Oleg volunteered to be responsible for the protection of the future, as you called it, didn't you, Oleg? And there's the buzz, because I don't think Oleg really has much of a voice here. The voice module got repurposed as Oleg responds, garbled radio static. Yeah, that's what they're up to. They're going to extort the Emperor and then install this satellite array as essentially orbital lasers. He turns back to you and goes, "It is wonderful to actually have somebody on board who can, well, do the laser part, as it were. We've taken parts of your designs before. Why do you think you were working on lasers when you're only needed for a very small amount of the Blueraker?"
Mm-hmm. Can I enter here, as perhaps now they're actually tempting Gulu?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, sure. You can come in. I didn't want to respond, but you can come in.
Okay. Well, if you want to respond, then do that. I am going to enter crashing into one of them because I'm going to be running in a panic, you see, and this gives me a cover to do things. So
Okay,
I'll
do
flag
my
it for
thing
you as a
first.
player. Yeah, I'm going to run in screaming like, "Oh no, the Bond James Rodriguez is on the loose. He's shooting. Help!" And then I'm going to cause a scene. So
Right.
let me
So you
know
want
when
to
you are
tackle
fine
one
with
of
me
them.
causing a scene. Yep.
If you want to tackle one of them, I think you should tackle Hart because I have an idea for Taylor.
Okay, sure. I
Mhm,
can bump
mhm.
into Hart. This is not
Yeah.
something that Spooky would have time to think through very much. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Give
Then
me
I
a
think,
when you think I should come in. Yep.
yeah, I think you'll see. I think I'll say very elaborate, very brilliant, very flattering as well, to be regarded as a source of inspiration, perspiration, and labor, and also for you to consider my involvement in your operation fully, officially, versus clandestinely, as has been going on so far. I'm very excited to have contributed to this idea. Very big lasers up in the blue. It is much more extraordinary and much more ambitious than anything I had previously considered. Now, there is only one problem that I see here. And you might consider it to be a trifling issue. But for me, it is no small matter. So, please indulge me as I explain to you what my problem in all of this is. My problem in all of this is, and this is very important, that you have caused my dear ward and friend, Oleg, to suffer sadness, melancholy, and a deep seated sense of loss of self esteem, such that you could then manipulate him into joining your cause. And I'm afraid that as someone who has Oleg's best interest at heart, that no matter how interesting and flattering your scientific approach might be, I'm going to have to take you to task for this. Now, Taylor, if I may still call you so, I have prepared for the eventuality that you might not be who you say you are. And thus, my friend, it is my. And thus, my friend, it is now my duty to wish you a very, very good night. And I'm going to press a switch that's going to activate the jolt from the electric device that has been in his clothes all this time.
Okay.
I'll mark a gadget for that.
Yeah. And can you spend a stress to have done that without him noticing? Because he is a spooky
If
trained.
If
He's
I
a
do, I get
handler.
a deadlock. Is that fine?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay.
Are you in a position to turn a key? Because you can turn a key instead of deadlocking, and
That's
it's
true.
just more interesting.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm going to mark avuncular because I definitely have
Yes.
Oleg's best interest at heart.
Yes, I also think you're avuncular. It fits with you planting the device of like slapping him on the back and being like, "My friend Taylor." So
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to deadlock that. What does that do for my stress? It's still full, right? More or less.
Okay, so when you turn a key,
Mhm.
you clear all your stress,
Okay.
immediately deadlock that key,
Mhm.
and then you take a critical success to whatever you're doing. So I imagine it's so what are you
Correct.
doing as you trigger the electrical device. What do you want? Do you want Oleg on your side, and therefore Groll on your side? Like, 'cause
Maybe
that would
that.
have led up to something, right?
Yeah, I think ideally yes, but it feels like that might be a bit of a stretch. For me, like it's enough to knock Taylor out and cause panic and confusion. And
Well,
then we
because the
can deal
stress
with
was
Oleg
just to
and Groll.
have the stress
Mhm.
was just to have the device
Mhm.
planted on him all along. So
Yeah.
what I'm going to ask is then, what would you have done after that? Because that's what you're going to get the critical success on. Because I want.
Oh, I just press the device to knock him out
Mhm.
and cause the electrical sort of like a short circuiting. So that he
Mhm.
kind of like not just gets knocked out, but ideally it kind of like then blasts him clean off his feet and causes a distraction.
Okay, so you want the critical success bonus basically to be to cause chaos and confusion. Just to be clear about.
So the
What sort of-
success is, so for me, success would be that I cause chaos and confusion. On a critical success, something else on top of that.
Yeah, and that might be Oleg being impressed or something. Maybe not entirely coming around to your
Mhm.
side, but Oleg going like, because
He
that was
cares
what
about
Salty
me.
was
He
suggesting,
really, really
right?
cares. Yeah, that's fine for
Yeah,
me.
because
Yeah.
I wasn't going to suggest. It was just going to be, yeah, you can pay a stress, and then this happens. It descends
Okay.
into chaos.
Sure.
So I
Then
think don't unturn the key, and then deadlock something else, and then save that turned key for something else.
no, let's just if it's all right, let's just say that Oleg and so on come to my side. Maybe now I understand what's going on. If it's fine.
Yeah. So what does that look like then? As everything descends into chaos, what do you call out to Groll and Oleg to convince them, to show them, yeah, you've been trying to help them all along, that you
Mhm.
are a sparkmind and sparkcraft rights enthusiast, I guess.
Yeah, and as I guess like Grohl goes off his gets launched off his feet, I say. And Oleg, if you still wish for your very best interests, then I would very much like to have a consultation with you afterwards to see where you best really fit. Okay? If you want to work for Blueraker, great. If you want to do something else, that's also fine. Grohl, there are still goats out there. Okay? Their Majesty Secret Service still has them. All right? None of you need to be doing work for this shady customer.
Mm. And yeah, as Taylor goes flying from the electrical pulses going through his body, Groll immediately like hears goats and he perks up. Goes, well, that's all you had to say. And he covers you. His metal body covers you as one of the staff. Well, the staff start pulling out guns. One of them fires on you. Groll protects you, and bullets start sparking off of his whole body, revealing the metal underneath. It's there all along. And his face is like right up close to you, and you can see like the horrible gnashing teeth that were retro-engineered and installed into his skull.
My friend, goats very much also are able to chew through anything. You'd fit right in.
Yeah.
I think this is the point where I want to storm in and be like, raise the alarm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already
Yeah.
been raised, but I think I'm changing slightly the context of what I'm doing. Chaos going on. So I'm going to rush in and I'm going to slam into Hart. And I would like to so what I'm visually doing is just slamming into Hart physically and going like, get down, we're under attack, we've been infiltrated, and issue a warning. What I'm actually doing is using my truth serum syringe to stab Hart with in the process. And
Nice,
inject
yeah.
the big bad with the truth serum.
Fantastic. Yeah, go ahead. Sounds like perhaps a finesse or maybe a skirmish, like wrestling her down.
Yes, but
Holding
since we
her
are
there.
using the keys, I'm considering just deadlocking because I'll probably trauma out from doing this anyway. And I have adaptive marked.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I am adapting to circumstances because I did not expect Gulu to have taken out Taylor and caused a bunch of chaos. And so I'm just rolling with it, right, as I run into the room. So I am going to mark that for a critical success here and clear my stress. because it's fun to use these mechanics. This is a more,
Yes.
interesting way to trauma out with a critical hit. And what I would like for a critical hit bonus is not just to stab Hart with the syringe, but to be able to lead Hart out of the way to somewhere safe, somewhere where we can have a private conversation while she is high on truth serum and open to answering all sorts of questions.
Oh, yeah. And I think the safest place for you to retreat to, as I think Juan James Rodriguez is indeed going to be down in the body of the facility, shooting guards and attempting to hijack the launch array. And we hear, like, I think what we hear, somehow he's triggered the fucking launch. So it's like
Of course.
T - 20
Uh-huh.
to
Uh-huh.
launch.
I heard
Beast ready. Cells.
I heard hijack the lingerie, which also checks out.
Yes.
Yeah, he's definitely going to hijack some lingerie after this.
Panty raid. Okay, yeah.
And you wrestle her down into the maintenance tunnels and corridor.
Yeah.
That are haunted.
Yeah, very good. And I will say, as I lead Hart along, just go like, sorry, I imagine we'll have to wrest back control of Oleg. That scientist is on the side of the enemy. Quickly, we'll need to prove your credentials. You'll need to tell me your full legal name and your home address and your mother's maiden name so I can put it into the system. My goal is just to find out, absolutely pump this secretive person for all the information about her that I can possibly get.
Oh yeah, as you're running down towards the main body, like towards the main body in these back rooms, towards where the override keys are being kept.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
And of course, for the override keys, this wouldn't make any sense if you were not high on truth serum, but I am being very persuasive that we need full legal name and home address and everything else that Zir Majesty can use to really put the thumb screws on you.
Oh yeah. And yeah, she's panting as she goes, it's Sergeant Bowman, Charterhall, carriageway.
Wait a minute.
Hey, what's up?
So, is this my Bowman? No? Yes?
Surely you'd know.
Yeah, but they have their whole face hiding thing on. So I'm asking, as I get this information, what is the relationship of this Bowman to Undersecretary Bowman, my lover?
There's a
Go see if they
horrible
have-
and striking resemblance. But
Go
again,
see if-
it's difficult to settle your eyes on her. And I suppose the bonus of the critical success is this your Bowman?
Go check if they have the mole, you know? You know the mole?
Yeah. True.
Because you're in disguise right now, so she definitely won't know it's you.
Yeah. Oh, this is tragic, because I think while I am in love with Undersecretary Bowman, I think Spooky, I primarily imagine her as being like a true patriot and who actually believes in the cause. And so in the moment, I think Spooky is going to get this information and not reveal anything about herself. Like she could tear off the disguise dramatically and be like, "It is I. Do you recognize me?" But I don't think that she would. I think she is devoted to the cause. So she, on some level, realizes that I may be about to walk into personal tragedy here. But the mission is more important. The mission must be more important.
The life of the spy.
And indeed, it is. Yeah, so it is Sergeant. Well, once Sergeant, now Undersecretary. Bowman. Okay.
Yeah, and I guess I find out as I pump her for information, and I go like, "It cannot be anybody else."
Yeah. Because of the mole.
Yeah, both my friend and my rival are against me in this mission.
It's okay. You got Gully on your side.
Thing. Yeah, what an awful thing. Well, yes. So we will go down to the reset room, and then how do I want to handle this? I think
the voice above on the tannoy. T-5 to
I got that.
launch.
Okay, you have the launch in hand.
Yep. Yeah, I got that.
Okay, good. If you have the launch in hand, then I think I'm going to find out exactly who Hart is and exactly what, everything I need for Your Majesty to put the thumb screws on her, and then I'm going to disappear because, like, this is just how it goes. Like, we're gonna escort Hart into the reset room. I'm going to get all this information, and then I'm going to vanish, and we're going to have a conversation about this later, I guess.
Okay. Beautiful.
Because I am stealthy and patriotic, and they override my personal. And I think this greatly pains Spooky, but this is how I want to play the character, it turns out. Sometimes characters surprise you. I was so expecting Spooky to be more emotional about this,
Yeah.
but no, patriotism.
What
Okay,
are
there we go.
you turning adaptive in? Because of course that's been deadlocked. So what
Oh
does
yeah,
that turn
treacherous.
into? Ooh, nice.
I'm going from adaptive to treacherous, I think.
Yeah. So back up to you, Gulu. As goes T-5 to launch.
Remind me what that usually means. 5 minutes?
5
Okay.
minutes.
Yeah, there's plenty of time. I think Gulu. So, what's the situation in the room? Like, do I have like room to act, or are the guards
Yeah,
streaming in?
I mean, it was on a critical success. Oleg has so you've got two choices on your critical success. Oleg has discharged his capacitors and stunned everybody in the room, but he's depowered himself to save you. Or Groll's wrestled you down to the ground and is trying to keep fire off of you, but they're still up and about. They're both on your side. Two different options here.
Yeah. I think I want Oleg to power himself down because that actually makes it more reasonable what I want to do.
Yeah. So you feel like Groll shudder and groan as the electricity courses through his form. And so does, I think, Taylor, because you've already shocked him down and caused the room into panic, is safe, is on the insulated floor. But everybody else, you, Taylor and Groll, although Groll, I think, is metal, so a bit more vulnerable to electricity than you are up and at him. But of course, Taylor's taken some beatings. So you're more than able to get to whatever you want to do before he gets up, struggling, breath coming, panting, hard and heavy.
First thing I do, I check on Groll. Are you all right, my friend?
I'll live. I've done so for long enough.
All right, very good, my friend. We have very little time, so once you have cleared up your grogginess, please take care of Taylor while I do what I do best. And I think I crack my hands and then I go towards the control panel. I know Oleg's not there anymore, so I have to take care of business here. No, we can't have
4.
Yeah, we can't have that. We can't have that happening. So I think I say, all right, Abbas, and I kind of like pop him up into the air. All right, Abbas, you're on station, and also, and then I kind of like crack open, turn on my handset. Sorry, the sort of like chip that we have like behind our ears that lets us use our special ability to synchronize.
Yep.
Oh wait, what am I doing? Of course, there's the watches. That's what's really happening, right? But also, yeah, the chip on the ear lets us listen. Both of those things. I turn on. I turn on the watch, kind of like give it a couple spins, and then I say, "Okay, Brainwave 60. It's me, Gullu. We have gone rogue, as you doubtless are aware. Now, I am over here. Abbas is streaming the data to you as we speak. We have to figure out how it is to stop the launching of this laser up into space, okay? We have to do it right now. T-4. In fact, T-3.5.
T-3 minutes.
T-3! It's no joke! I think we're going to do group.
Well, I think the
Wrench, I
question
think.
is, what
Hmm?
is Spooky doing?
Yeah. So you are trying to. Your
Stop the
goal is to
launch.
stop the launch. Yeah.
Yes.
Of the laser, interfere with their projects as they have interfered with us.
Yes.
I mean, I guess I have to stop Bond James. Is that more interesting? Because I don't know how I can rush into the room and help you. I would like to be in the same seat, but I don't know how I can help you.
So why do we have to stop Bond Hamas? Maybe I'm okay with that. I just want to kind of understand.
Yeah, well, he is the one who started the launch, so I'm thinking maybe I can run down into the actual room where the rocket is being launched and like press a big off switch or something, like stop whatever bullshit he's up to.
Because obviously Bond
Mm.
Hammers is, killing all the guys. Is
Yeah.
in their base killing all their guys who could switch
Yeah,
this off.
he's just pressing buttons,
Yeah, exactly. So I could just run down there and press the button, the off button, to give you enough time, because I think you are more trying to like gather data here. So maybe what's interesting is I try to turn off the launch by just pressing the off button, and then you try to figure out what Oleg is up to.
No, I'm trying to stop the launch.
Okay, you're trying to stop the launch. Okay, that is your primary goal. Not getting intel, not getting information or anything like that. How can I?
I'm trying to find out how to stop the launch while I'm doing the launch. I'm doing a big
Maybe
group
there's
action.
maybe
with
there's two
everyone.
keys. There's one down on the
Yeah,
one down
let's
on
do a group action.
the pad by the engine and by the array, and there's one
Okay.
up in the control room. That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do a group action then. So I run down. Like as we are running towards resetting this, I sort of ditch Hart. I run out towards where the control panel that overlooks the rocket dramatically is, and I will rush there to try to turn the key in time, I guess, and try to turn it off.
Yeah. So I feel like this is a group action between us, Abbas, and also Brainwave 60, who is our
Sure.
cohort.
Sure. Yes.
So you're
Yeah.
tapping in and getting Brainwave 60 on board, are you?
Yep. Because of course we are going rogue, but he's Brainwave 60. He's smart enough to know what's really going on.
And I think this long, laconic voice sighs over your comms and goes, and so you really come to me after going rogue. What do you want?
My friend, the death laser that is going to ruin the Empire is about to go up into the space, okay?
Long, suffering sigh down the radio. Really? This
Yes,
isn't
really.
just a claim so you can get time off for your pedalo competition again.
No, ask Abbas. Abbas never lies.
Yeah, I'm going to tap into the conversation at this point because I am marking one of my operative abilities, backing faction help,
Nice.
to increase effect on my action roll. I don't think I'm going to increase the probability, but I'm going to increase the effect because Brainwave 60 is on my side. And I think what I will do is just, as it's a panicked situation, Spooky just taps into the conversation and goes, Brainwave, stop playing games. And I will say, what's a cool thing to say? I think I'll say like,
Has
Brainwave.
Brainwave 60 been working for you the entire time?
Oh,
This
yes.
is not
Yeah.
your NPC.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, he is our cohort, so I just assume that he is working for us, isn't he?
Yes.
He's on the sheet.
I will spend 2 stress and my ability just to boost this as much as I can because it feels like it's an important situation. So we can discuss what I'm doing. I am spending 2 stress. I'm spending one of my backing faction abilities, and what I'm aiming to do is not just to have Brainwave 60 be on our side, but I say override command lamp blacks, and I am just hardwiring a code word into him that not even you knew, Gulu, where he just has to do as we say.
Well, he was built by the palace. That's why. That's the sleeper agent's ability, and you know
Exactly.
this. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm saying one of his trigger words.
Over the line. Lamp black protocol initiated. Baz override. All right then, what are we doing here?
I guess I was confused because he was on the sheet, so I just assumed that he was on our side.
He was, but I think a consequence of us going rogue and the whole desperate thing like put our cohort into question as well. But now I've fixed that, so we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
Goes, right, what do you want me to do then? What are we doing? Shutting down
Yeah.
launch?
Yeah.
Shutting down the launch, yes. And if you can help the doctor get as much info on what's going on as possible, that'd be good. And
Understood. All
yeah.
right, Doctor.
Yeah, and I marked this for extra effect. So rather than giving extra dice here, I am giving you the extra effect of also getting, like, both shutting down the launch and getting all the data on it.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Yeah. So we all roll a group action. I don't know what sort of action it is.
Wrench, I
the
think.
cohorts.
Yeah, wrench feels right.
Yeah, I'm not good at that, so I roll with 0 dice, but I assume you're leading it, and I'm fine with it. I've helped in other ways, so.
Yep. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's just go to position effect. So it's risky. So it's risky for you, Spooky, because Bondheimer's Rodriguez is running
Mhm.
around shooting guys, and you look like a guy right now.
Mhm.
You look like
Yes.
a shootable guy.
Mm-hmm.
And for you, Gulu, it is risky because Taylor behind you is struggling up, and he has a gun in his hand. One of the
Mhm.
same make that Spooky would have.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
we'll have, let's go. So we're going to be using the roll for Brainwave. We're going to be using a roll for Spooky. We're going to be using a roll for Gulu, and we're going to be using a roll for Abbas. So,
Yes.
Zohib, can you roll for Gulu and Abbas?
Yes, of course.
Holly, can you roll for your Spooky and on the crew sheet Brainwave?
Yeah, and I thought about it. I'm going to push myself because why not? It's fun to have a die. So risky standard 1 die for Spooky.
There we go.
I roll a
Risky
1.
standard. You rolled a 1. This is important, and I do have the stress now, so I'm going to push myself.
Okay, so take
And-
3 stress
Mm.
for Spooky's failure.
Yeah, I'll take the failure stress once everyone's rolled.
Yep,
It's maybe
makes
more.
sense. Where is our cohort? There, brainwave 60.
Okay.
I just roll
That's
him.
4.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll roll for Abbas. Looking at risk.
And
Brainwave 60 rolls double ones. Snake
Balance
eyes.
that's
Wave
it.
60.
Okay, so 4 stress total, but we got a
Bastard
success.
60.
Oh well.
Success with consequences as
Mhm.
down below Spooky
Mhm.
Bond and Ms. Rodriguez spots you running up to
Mhm.
running up, and he like closes one eye, jumps and fires off three bullets in a triangular pattern aiming to your head and your chest.
Mhm.
So you're going to have to take one of them to turn off the machine. Turn it off from down here. Where do you take it?
How are you looking at load?
I have used an item, so I have some.
Yeah, you just mark your armor.
I could. Yeah. We are going in heavy. Yeah. Okay. Clearly, I brought the armored suit. I'm marking armor, but I
Mhm.
think that's another one of your gadgets. It is.
Mhm.
I have a reinforced suit now.
Yeah,
It's,
I think it's just funny to no sell Bondheimer's Rodriguez. 'Cause
Yes.
fuck that guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So
take...
I will mark the armor and destroy it because I think I'm probably not going to use it. I think I'm denying the attack entirely by marking the
Mhm.
armor because this seems like a single-use thing, right? It's an armored suit.
Mm.
It's not Kevlar. I think it's some sort of weird gadget that Gulu invented that like activates a fiber mesh of metal in the suit and then burns itself out.
Nice.
Yeah, so what happens then is you fire, you go, and yeah, he fires, the bullets ping off of your suit, and like he can see underneath the weave of a special agent. He's like, "You've been working for them the whole time? Traitor! Traitor to their majesty!" Like rolls behind,
Yeah.
has the gun
Yeah.
pointed at you, and he's like, "Oh shit, I ran out of bullets." Like
Why
trying
did you
to reload.
Yeah. Why the hell did you launch the Empire destroying probe? You idiot. I say as I turn it off because I am turning it off.
So, I turned it on. I thought that was just for a special effect.
He just turns things on all the time.
Yeah.
He thought it was a woman.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was a woman.
Yeah.
I think that's
like
what he says. Like, I thought it was a woman.
Uh-huh.
A woman?
A woman?
Yeah. I turn the key and I go like, you'll have to ask the sparkmind about that. Anyway, it's done now. Point that thing somewhere else. And I just kind of irritably.
Wonderful. So up in the other one, up in the control room, Gulu, you turn the key, and mine goes, launch aborted, and behind you, you feel the click of a hammer being pulled back on a gun, and the barrel pointing into the small of your back. It goes, that's not the only thing that's going to be aborted tonight. Now, Doctor.
Taylor, I am already born.
Oh, and you feel the barrel shift. It's like, well, I'm sure things can change. Now, what do you value more? Your life or your ward's? And in his other hand, I think he's going to have the self-destruct code for the entire facility.
That's bad because I am in the facility as well. Okay. Let's see. I could resist. Now, technically, it is possible for me to trauma out in this moment if I resist. No, let's let the consequence ride, and then we'll see. Okay. I'm going to try to use my deep thinker ability because I haven't done that yet. So I'm going to say, you know, what you're saying about it still being time to abort my birth really makes me think about these new philosophies, these new theories that are advanced regarding the nature of time itself. And really, you must understand that these spark minds here, my words as I've said, they really come into this, not just in the sense of them being things that exist now, that did not exist in the past, but only in a sort of rudimentary sense, but also they are also instrumental in the possibility of us reversing time itself. Because you see, now we have created a machine that can think using the souls of those who have gone already to the past. So in a sense, they combine both life and death within the self. And this paradox itself also contains the secret to whether or not it is possible for someone who exists now to have never existed in the past. Now, you will have noticed that the weapon that you are using, this weapon also is something that the palace has discovered through a sort of fissure into another fractal reality, into which you can find another kind of another kind of world entirely, where they have very different kinds of firearms. This secret agent also down there that I can see, this very annoying figure, is also using this object. Now, all of this together really, I think, provides certain key insights that back up your question. Now, to answer your question itself about whether or not I value my life or my words, I will say that in fact I value both at the same time, because in a sense, once you think of it in a really broad picture, all life and all things are sufficiently meaningless. I don't know I have no idea what I just said.
Wonderful.
Okay.
So
All right.
your ability is roll study to confuse or impress it.
Yes. See, and you see, it's really effective because I don't know what I said.
Yes.
It
This
is
very
desperate.
this is very
That's fine.
confuse and impress.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Desperate.
Okay, I'm going to assist you in a flashback because Taylor
Yes.
is my handler. And so I think I'm going to flashback to before we walked into the room and met Gulu for the first time. We see Spooky walking through the corridor, clicking the lighter, trying to light that damn cigarette even before getting into the room, and saying to her teeth, like, pay close attention to what the doctor says. Would you, Taylor? I don't have the head for these things, but you know, whenever he talks, the key to the mystery is probably going to be right there. I'm going to
Yes.
implant this idea in Taylor that he has to pay close attention to you.
Yeah,
Nice.
because
Also,
you don't understand, so he
Yeah.
must.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
also, I can make like trivial observations about people, right? And I think I figured out, even while he was Taylor and while he was the tower, that he has a thing for. He always has to like get the last word. So he's probably going to try to figure out what I'm saying just so that he can comment on it.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay, so I can roll study, and I'm taking an extra dice. Is there Devil's Bargain that could be interesting here?
Hmm. Is there a devil's bargain that could be interesting here? Oh, the self-destruct codes for Oleg are the ones you are in your voice. You made them.
Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I think I'll take that because that's just a matter of course. But of course, it is also sad.
Hmm.
I'll take an extra. I'll take a Devil's Bargain for that.
Okay, and yep.
Let's.
So just to go desperate, you'll have a choice of either getting shot through the stomach or the defense codes going off.
Okay, we'll see what I take.
Yeah.
So I roll study,
Yeah.
desperate
So full
standard.
success neither happen.
Mhm.
No, sorry. This is full success neither will happen. You'll have time.
Okay, so it's
And
desperate standard.
partial. Yeah. Desperate
Mhm.
standard.
Nice. Take 2 bonus dice. Hmm.
Nice. So a
Yeah.
5.
Yeah. Still haven't rolled a single success, but it's okay.
Okay, so what happens then on which one do you let happen? Because you're confusing or impressing this individual as Taylor's like brows furrowed. He's going, "What on earth?
So one is that I
You've
get shot in the chin.
gone entirely native."
Mm-hmm.
And which one happens first? Which one do you manage to allay with your confusion? Do you snatch the codes and the trigger from his hand, or do you twist out of the way of his bullet?
Hmm. Hmm. I think I twist out of the way of the bullet.
Oh, so
And
you're letting him destroy Oleg?
I want to resist that one, but it sounds like one of these just happens and the other can be resisted.
yeah,
Is
so
it
you
fair?
twist out of the way of the bullet, and that
Mhm.
impacts harmlessly. That's your first part of the success. And
Mhm.
then how do you get how the launch codes are going to be triggered, but how do you slow them down?
Resist that. Yeah, you can resist that part.
The self-destruct codes,
Mhm.
not the launch. Yeah. Hmm. The way I resist the self-destruct codes getting triggered is. So what does it look like? Does he say them out loud? Does he press a button?
Yeah, so it's this slender sort of essentially a detonator that's attached to this wire that loops down into the console, and he presses a button and your recorded voice filters in over the speakers saying the codes.
Mhm.
And then immediately the facility starts to judder into life again, and the disc, that blue humming disc, pulses, and the intervals are long at first, and then start getting shorter, sending this radiation washing over the facility.
I
And
think I yell
spooky, it
out.
burns.
Yeah.
Importantly, it burns you. You can feel
Yeah.
it burning your skin.
Wait, what's burning my skin?
Spooky is
Okay, spooky.
getting spooky. You can feel like the pain every so often, like as the light washes over you.
Okay. I want to yell out because okay, I installed the destruct code. I'm going to yell out the override code. Whether that stops it entirely or just confuses Oleg, I hope that it will cause some sort of reduction.
Yeah.
In the situation.
Go ahead.
Hmm.
So,
I think it's
what's
inside.
the override?
The override is early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Lovely.
Oh, and of course I think the launch code was smile because every day could be your last.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah,
Much more
go
sinister
ahead.
when it's in this context.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, 2 stress. Not bad.
Okay, yeah, wonderful. And the pulses are starting to lengthen out. The intervals from like 10 seconds per is starting to go 15, 20, slowing down, but it is still pulsing and like charging up this circle in midair in the center of the facility. It's still going. Washes of laser blue light, occasionally highlighting the scrambling figures of Bond, James Rodriguez, and Spooky below. And Taylor like pulls himself up on the console. You're not going to remember my face. After this is all done, I can escape. Hart's already gone. You may have foiled us now, Doctor, but we will be back. You cannot stop what you cannot see.
I beg to differ, my friend. And I'm going to slap him on the face with my, the sort of like electric buzzer thing that Joker has.
So a hand buzzer, yeah?
Yeah. I want to slap him on the face with it and knock him out.
Yeah, so you do have potency on this because you confused him. He's not going to be expecting this. Yeah.
Yes. I think it's a skirmish.
Yes, it is a skirmish. So I suppose because you've got potency, that will increase your effect to great. Do you want to get anything else out of this?
No, I just
Okay,
want...
I would like to assist again, just with a funny bit, because I thought of it.
We love a funny bit.
Adding to the confusion, right? When you were demonstrating your devices, I think Spooky just said something to Taylor that you remember her saying. She just kind of leaned back and go like, "See, left-handed. These egghead scientists, they're always left-handed. I don't know why." And so he is very, very sure that you're left-handed, and you can slap him with your right hand. It's up to you whether Taylor was right or wrong. Taylor was just fulfilling a stereotype that scientists are left-handed, because in the 60s, left-handedness was seen as weird, right? So.
Actually, I'm just ambidextrous.
Okay, well, there you go. But either way, he's going to expect it to. He's going to be so sure that if you would do something, it's with your left hand.
Good. What's my position in effect? Sorry.
Well, you resisted. So I think it's risky because again, he's still got a gun.
Yeah.
He managed to twist out of the way. Yeah. And he is also, he's also a trained government spy. So yeah, pretty risky to tussle with him in close quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I get potency and.
Actually, I think the potency is enough to bung it up to standard. Normally it'd be limited. But yeah, at standard you'll be able to knock him out with this.
So isn't the invention that I'm using, because I'm marking a gadget, also coming into that?
So you're also marking a gadget. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's letting you do this. No? Like this is enabling the effect of knocking him out with a single, as it were, slap.
Yeah, that's
all
what I
you
meant.
need to do is connect with him. Like, that's letting you do what you want to do.
So the buzzer, I think, would make it standard, and then on top of that, the potency would make it great. Or that's what I was thinking.
Okay,
if you think
so
not.
So essentially it would be risky limited even with the buzzer, because limited would be getting a glancing blow. You stun him for a bit and you can get the hell out of there. The potency means he's off guard. You'll hopefully be able to get a full blow in and knock him out with it.
Okay. Is there a devil's bargain?
Is there a devil's bargain here? Oh yeah, you're going to shock yourself as take level 1 harm. That's an easy one to do. You'll hurt yourself doing this. Or he'll hurt you. He'll get you with a... Oh, he's got a knife in his shoe. That's the devil's knife in his shoe. I said that Hart was going to have a knife in her shoe, but I didn't get to use that.
Mhm.
So yeah, he's got a knife in his shoe. He kicks it out, and it slices along your trouser leg.
Mm. No, I'll push myself instead.
It is important to remain stylish, and this
Yes.
harms your stylish clothes.
Very important. One can't let these miscreants get any satisfaction. Ideally. Okay. Bonus dice, and I also got an assist. So 2 bonus dice. Let's go.
Yeah.
No,
Skirmish.
still no 6s, but it's a 4.
Yeah, so he goes down heavily, and the shot goes wide, and Oleg is just starting to power up, and the risky consequence here is that the shot goes wide off of you as Taylor goes down, knocked out unconscious properly, and pierces through one of Oleg's personality. Oleg is going to forget some of your memories together of you teaching him how to speak, of you teaching him how to use lasers, of you
That's very
teaching him,
important.
importantly, the importance of having a body to do exercise with.
I love that the first thing that you go like, my child, the first thing you must learn is lasers.
Lasers will make you a man. Okay, now here's the thing. If I deadlock, and does that mean I can't escape? Because I'm like 1 stress away.
Okay, so deadlock just means to go back is, yeah, you run out of stress. They're out of action, but once you've gathered yourself, yeah. So I think what you can do is the rest of the scene is you're running away. You're getting the hell out of there.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Sure, I'll do that.
But you just can't do anything else until we cut back to you outside.
Yeah, so I think I want to do is I want to slap him with such force that his shot goes even wider.
And ricochets down the maintenance tunnels.
Yeah.
Fantastic, yeah.
Cool. Well, let's see if I do deadlock. So I'm going to do it with prowess. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I think I'm going to deadlock oblivious. And be like on top of things or something. Alert.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can feel this.
The deadlocks are meant to be negative traits, so I would suggest going from oblivious to paranoid. I think that could be a more interesting character. Just a
Yeah, I mean
suggestion,
it's not necessarily a negative thing. It's more like a twist because the first one was already kind of negative.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're fine.
Yeah. And yeah, alert, I'm going to also play it as paranoid. It's just like he's always on edge. He's always noticing things.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes. So you rush, you get the hell out of there with, well, I suppose Oleg's chips.
Yeah.
Personality chips, and yeah, because you can put him into any old sparkmind thing. The personality is what matters. So, Millicent, Spooky Chamberlain.
Oh, before, what about Grohl?
Grohl?
Yeah, isn't he coming along?
Well, I'm not going to tell you that because you deadlock.
Okay.
Because you are rushing, you're self-preserving, you're caring more, think more. Well,
Sure.
Depends. Do you care more about Oleg or in this situation?
Oleg, of course.
Yeah. So you're going to miss something.
Sure.
Because you are oblivious. Because you were oblivious, you're going to miss what happens. So, yeah, Spooky.
Yes.
How the hell are you going to get out of this base, which is... You're not completely convinced it's not going to blow up, but it's not, like, urgently about to blow.
So I have a goal to destroy the evidence, and I have left very little evidence because nothing I have done has actually been picked up on by anyone. Like everyone has just assumed that this technician woman has been running around warning people about danger, and that's kind of all anyone has seen me doing. Even turning off the launch was kind of in character because it seems to fit the technician persona of like, we're not launch ready before we triple check everything, you guys. So, in keeping with hiding all the evidence, I am going to rush back down to the bathroom where I knocked out the technician. And so I don't actually know any other way in or out other than the way I swam in, which is impractical because there are still
Oh,
sharks.
and of course, the big blast doors. You can try and find them.
That's true. That's true. Maybe I can just wait. How far did the launch get? Did the big blast doors open?
I think, yeah, they have. I think there are big blast doors up above in the caldera of the volcano.
Yeah, maybe I can get out that way. That would be cool. I'm thinking. Can I think of a way to get up there?
No more gadgets from me.
No more gadgets, yeah. I do have some load. I do have the climbing gear with a grappling hook.
Yeah, of course. But they should do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna grappling hook out. I think that's, and I'm still leaving no evidence or trying my best to, because obviously everyone else is like fleeing and running out. And so I'm going to go out while no one is looking with a grappling hook through the roof.
Beautiful. Devil's bargain for that. Bon James Rodriguez is also using his own grappling hook, and he looks way cool. Like people look up and see like Bon James Rodriguez and like, oh my god, policeman! He looks so cool.
You know what? That's fine. I will take the devil's bargain because I think once again I'm learning things about Spooky here. Spooky clearly cares about looking cool, but I also think Spooky cares about subtlety, and so she is kind of fine with this dumbass attracting all the attention. I get the job done. So I think it's prowl.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And because I'm using my grappling hook, I assume it's possible. Is it standard or limited effect?
I think. Oh yes, it's possible. That. Oh, I think it's standard because I don't think limited, like you get halfway up the line, is interesting. Actually, I'm going to do it risky limited. You can trade position for effect to get up there by climbing up the array.
Okay, climbing the array, desperate standard.
Yeah, to get up there, because of course climbing up the array means you can get up there, but that also means exposing yourself to the dangerous materials and prototypes that it's been made up of.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it with the bonus I got from the Devil's Bargain. There's a guy drawing all the attention. So let's see. It's a 1, a 2, and a 1. That's very bad.
That's very bad. Yeah. Well, you make it up, but as you clamber over the array, you feel. Well, this is the lair of the unseen. You feel electricity sear over your skin. You feel it meld with the disguise you're already wearing. And, well, Millicent Spooky Chamberlain does not make it out. Miss Klein does. As you find it increasingly difficult to part yourself from the disguise you're wearing. And pass through this circle of crackling energy.
Sorry, what were you saying?
You should resist that one.
Yeah, I am. I'm spending my second position to resist a security measure, which I think this is.
I think the resistance here, using that, so I think
I'm fine with with failing to get out, by the way.
Yeah.
That's cool. I have a backup plan. Go ahead.
No, I'm thinking because I want to wrap up in a bit here. Is that, it's possible now for you to remember but your psyche is like, am I Miss Klein? Am I Millicent Spooky Chamberlain?
Mhm.
Who am I? What
Mm.
am I? Like, in some ways you did get out, in other ways you didn't. Because yeah,
Yeah.
it's a failure. You don't get out.
Yeah.
It's not unscathed.
Yeah. Okay. I know we're wrapping up,
Mhm.
but can I?
We
No, I
have
get. I.
we have
Uh-huh.
a couple of downtime actions. Well, we have 2 stack for downtime actions, right?
Yeah, we can fix this later, perhaps. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's do it. I
No,
think
what I
this
was
is some.
suggesting
Mhm.
is that you have like some sort of like you have some sort of like backup on you at all times, which is like a tape. It's kind of like a Dexter's I only do for much tape, but it's like I'm Millicent Chamberlain. I'm not spooky. I'm Millicent
Okay.
Chamberlain. I'm not
I'm going
spooky.
to make it worse. It's not it's not you who recorded that tape. It's Clara.
Mm-hmm.
It's Under Secretary
I.
Bowman who recorded the tape.
I'm not gonna go for it. I.
Mhm.
What will happen instead? We'll wrap up the score, but I think what will happen instead is I don't. Spooky will not keep climbing after the thing like
Mhm.
starts to electrocute her is the thing. So she's gonna drop down instead and
Mm-hmm.
disappear into the guts of the building. So I will not make it out here and now. I think in fact it will be complicated for Spooky to get out. It will happen, but it will be complicated. And I think rather than risk this whole zapping or electrocution, I think Spooky's escape route is just going to be to stay in character. So rather than forgetting herself, she's just going to drop down, fail to get out, and then just have to spend some time pretending to be Miss Klein. Maybe a long time until Miss Klein's shift ends and I can go home. I think that's a more boring outcome for sure, but I'm leaning into the character here. I think this is what Spooky would prioritize. So
I'm going to spice it up a bit.
Mhm.
And say, because again, this is still a failure.
Mhm.
And it's a desperate one at that. Your disguise is starting to fray, and the
Yeah.
face
Mhm.
that you're wearing is starting to come apart.
Yep.
And, well, Bowman, Under Secretary Bowman Hart, comes out of the reset room, wiping her eyes blearily. What the? It goes, Millicent? Is that you?
Hmm. Yeah, I think Spooky like wipes off the disguise, looks back at her and goes, Clara? Surely you knew I was investigating the case, right? I mean, I would have to.
I rather hoped you had. I had rather hoped you wouldn't be here until the launch had sustained.
Yes, well, we were in a hurry. The doctor was quite persuasive about that.
There's no way that I could persuade you to let this all go. Pillow talk, darling.
I think I swagger forward in this like ratty suit with a smile, and they're like, persuade me to let it go. What and do what? Sail off into the sunset together? I think it's safe to say the project has failed, Clara.
Sailing off into the sunset does sound rather appealing with you.
Where would you go? Skavlan? Tykeros?
Certainly not the Dagger Isle, but anywhere with you.
Certainly, I say with a smile, and I shoot her.
Fantastic, yeah. It's going to be desperate standard, because
Okay.
she's been inching her hand towards her gun this time. It's going to be who shoots first.
Yeah. Absolutely.
ahead.
This is my last item, my silenced shooter. Yeah. I guess it's I think it's hunt. I was setting it up by the conversation as spies do.
Yeah.
I think it makes
Yes.
sense. And yeah, pushing myself for a die. What's my desperate standard? If it works, it works.
If it works, it works.
Yep. Okay, desperate standard with a bonus die. Let's not complicate this. Let's see how it goes. A 5. I guess we shoot each other.
Yeah, I think she she wasn't aiming to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
She was just aiming to hurt, like not knock you out, but
Mm-hmm.
cause enough of a wound that you'd lose blood, fall
Yeah.
unconscious. And I assume you were aiming to kill, right?
Oh yeah, I shoot to kill. She is talking about betraying the country and fleeing to another state, and I can't permit someone with as much information as Undersecretary Bowman to defect.
Yeah, you feel the bullet go not between your eyes, not in your throat, but just over your heart, and the lead lodge itself
Mm-hmm.
there. Feels hot, horrible. So take level 3 harm, shot to the heart, and you're to blame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lovely.
As Undersecretary Bowman, Clara crumples to the ground. And yeah, I don't think she's surprised when she
Mhm.
dies.
Yeah. Yeah. I will resist it and take a second deadlock just because it fits. Actually, I will resist the wound so that I can get out on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And I roll
Oh.
6, so I don't deadlock. Okay.
Yeah, so let's turn it into a level 2 harm then.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had shot to the heart and you're to blame.
Mhm.
Darling, you give love a bad name.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's your level 2.
Yeah.
Given
Yeah.
love a bad name.
Yeah. I have. I'm all kinds of upset about this. I wasn't expecting a 6. What I was aiming for was to take my calm key and turn it into an ice cold key instead.
Mm,
But
no.
but no, I'm still just calm. Yeah. I will shoot her and then I will walk away and report back to the Secret Service. All my superiors are dead or knocked out, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'll have to go above them, I guess.
Mm. Yeah,
Mhm.
so I suppose then what we'll do is cut to Gulu. Do you do as you stand alone on the dock by the medical boat?
Yeah.
The wind tussles your hair, and it's starting to rain harder now as thunder rolls overhead. And in the glow of the spotlight, there is a large figure approaching, limping. I made it out. Growl comes into view. Do you think that I'll get to ride the carriage one more last time? He's like awful shape. Bullet holes through him. Like half his face is no longer. It's just blank metal. You got Oleg out, didn't you?
Hmm. My friend, what is all this long face, sad, sort of depressive, I'm about to die sort of nonsense? Have you forgotten that I am a doctor? I say, as I kind of like take out my fine wrenching tools.
Brilliant. I must confess, I had.
Hmm. Is that a good place to wrap up the session, do you
I
think?
think that's a great place as you sail off into the dark on a medical ship with all the supplies you could ever need. Fix a body with your son in your pocket. Yeah, that is where we'll end. But I think I'd like two couple-minute epilogues. So, where do you go, Golu? What does the future look like for you as you return, pelted by the rain, onto the shores of the city proper?
Hmm.
What does the future look like?
Hmm. Hmm. So what happened with the self-destruct? Just so that I'm clear, did the facility blow up or did we manage to avert it?
It's been averted.
Okay. Then of course the thing to do is to go to contact Brainwave 60
Mm-hmm.
and to tell him, please contact Director Strathmill directly and tell them that Red Queen Island is a veritable smorgasbord and buffet all-in-one offer of magnificent technologies developed at our expense. And now Blueraker 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, well, maybe even more, are ready and able to go. Nothing stands between us and excellence any longer.
Oh, excellent, fella. That's great news. I'll let Strathmill and the palace know immediately.
Since you're speaking to the palace, please tell them that there is a fellow here who is very interested in the goats.
The goats. Got it, boss. The goats that we're not supposed to have, yeah. The secret goats. The illegal
Exactly
goats.
those ones.
Yeah, I can do that. Sure. Oh, if you're taking somebody out for a goat ride, can I come?
Yes, of course. I did not know that you had this interest, but we can make it work.
I think there's the audible equivalent of a shrug as Bazwave. Yeah, I'd like that. Been a while since I've had a goat carriage ride.
Mhm.
Didn't know they still did them.
Very nice. I'll be very shortly at our facility where you and I can discuss the matter of goats, and I can introduce you to our new friend Grul and also reacquaint you with our old friend Oleg. It will take 47 minutes of walking.
Wonderful. I'll get the old legs fired up now.
Mhm.
And you will be met in, I think, 50 minutes, maybe an hour, by the art we chose. Well, I chose for Brainwave 60, which is an old 1960s Doctor Who Cyberman. This big metal hulking thing. I think it's still attached via umbilical, snaking through the streets.
Mhm.
And, well, no longer Bazwave, but Bazwave brings the cigarette from his little gridded mouth and goes, well, what an evening.
You can say that again.
What an evening.
What happened to Codename Spooky?
Yeah, what did happen to Spooky?
Yeah,
What
so
does
the
that
epilogue
look like?
the epilogue we see for Spooky is in the outside of the offices of the palace, outside of the offices of Her Majesty's Secret Service. We see Spooky emerge, shaky and exhausted, having debriefed everything, having given all the information to her superiors, except her relationship with Undersecretary Bowman, which was a well-kept secret. She has managed to get through the briefing without anything being revealed of it, just revealing that, Undersecretary Bowman was behind the conspiracy. She is now dead. I have given you all the information I have. We see her step out into the rain, take up a cigarette, take up a lighter, click, 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 click. And then she throws it in frustration to the ground, stamps on it and crushes the lighter, and sighs and goes, stupid bloody habit anyway, and walks off into the rain.
Or your daily walk.
Yeah. And this is this. Spooky wound up being much more of a John Le Carré character than a Bond character in the end.
You saw a Bond character and you decided you didn't like it.
Yeah. I'm just I am the spy who came in from the cold instead, apparently. I'm just tragic.
I, however, remain a Kolkata Satyajit Ray character.
Yes.
Indeed, yeah. And that is Queen of Hearts.
Very nice. Thank you for
Okay.
running.
Thank you for running. Yeah, I had a lovely time.
Thank you for playing. So yeah, shall we, for our lovely listeners, we'll do a quick debrief for Blades 68. We've left
Okay.
some time to do that for you, listeners, so you can hear what we think. Well, how we felt running it, how we felt playing it, in two separate scenarios, both just a little bit different from each other. So I will say, love the abilities, love the keys. The keys are very fun. I think
Yeah.
those are probably one of the standout things you could use inside of a one shot. So for this one shot, a little bit behind the table is I gave everybody two 2 marks on their keys, so we would guarantee at least one. We'd guarantee a moment of turning a key, and yeah, we got that. Both of the characters.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes. I think I enjoy about the keys in particular is that they personalize your traumas in it. Because quite a lot when I've made Blades characters in the past, like this character really already kind of has this trauma, so marking paranoid is just my paranoid character officially becoming paranoid. Right? You just sort of but in this game, since the keys are personalized, you can go, I'll take a trait of my character and twist it. And I feel that feels more meaningful. Entirely mechanics aside, entirely aside from everything else. I quite enjoy that in my case, I went from being adaptive to being treacherous. It feels nicer than just marking a trauma off a list.
Yeah, you
I
also
see.
have more. You have like when you write down your character traits as well. You know what to do. You know who you are.
Yeah. I think it works quite well, and I think even besides the new mechanics that keys introduce, just the fact that they take one of your traits and twist it is enjoyable to me. I think that's really fun. I also enjoy having 2 special armors. I feel like it makes the special armor flavored abilities much more interesting. I had 2 uses of precision as opposed to 1 special armor. That feels very nice. I think that's an interesting twist on the game. And yeah, there's lots of little interesting changes to standard Blades in the Dark that I think are interesting. And of course, Blades in the Dark is just a good formula to begin with. So
yeah. Yes, for me, like initially I was skeptical of Blade 68, largely because I had first seen it like on Twitter, back when it was still Twitter, I think. Like I'd seen like the promo stuff. At the time I was a bit worried that it was kind of like just vibes forward, and I tend to be quite skeptical of like vibes forward design. Like, you know, an aesthetic is good, obviously. But I was worried that it wasn't like properly engaging with the facts of Dustfall, and also it wasn't properly really thinking through how abilities worked. And I'm thinking, this was largely based on like those initial sort of like sheets that I'd seen, Team Denny post. So I was actually a bit skeptical of trying it, and then actually read through it and then ran it and played it. And I have to say that I'm fully on board now, because what I'm seeing here is, as you were saying, Holly, like consistent, like as you also you were saying, Salty, everything that I see mechanically is kind of like taking what it is to play Blades and making it slightly nicer. Like it feels a bit nicer. Like special armor feels a bit better. Abilities kind of get rolled together into one, so it just feels more impactful to just have that ability. There's a lot of like new capabilities that you have. I love that each character each character playbook comes with its own unique thing. The Sparkmind, the Lab Rat, the backing factions. That's incredible. Love what's going on with the veteran as well, with like a deadlock and also extra ability. I assume that it's currently a mistake, or at least something that they're working on, that the paranormalist does not have a special thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were going to potentially, if you had gone for paranormalist, because I know you mentioned it, put in a resonance entity instead, basically going, you get the sparkmind, but flavors it as just a straight up ghost to have something like a little bit extra, just to make you, because you know, I understand like the paranormalist is probably the weirdest playbook, so you might want to be like, okay, we'll just limit the amount, because like again, like the crew business and the planning meeting like feels very geared to people coming to this like less from another game who aren't particularly experienced with how blades work. And for us, obviously, we've got a podcast on it.
Yeah.
So we don't need that. So maybe that's design choice, but I think it's an interesting one to think about.
Yeah. I'd say that if it is a design choice, then I would strongly suggest they reconsider this one. I'm happy to just say that because, you know, my opinion doesn't matter either way. Yeah, they take it or leave it if they're listening. Anyway, the reason is because, like, I think if other people get a toy, like, it just doesn't feel good to be the one who doesn't have the toy. I think that's just like just a feel thing, right? Even if it all shakes out in the end, unless if you go into the thing thinking that you don't have like the special thing that other people have. Because like I don't know, the Sparkmind and the Hound's Pet, they're not that different. They just feel a little bit different, but it already feels enough to feel like, okay, I got my own thing, right? So I feel like the paranormalists especially should have something like that. I'm assuming that they're working on it, so this may just be criticism that only applies to the 0.63 version that they have now.
Yeah, because we're
yeah.
using the one that was done for the playtest, which is 0.6.3.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was released, I think, in January. So
Yeah.
we're using an old version, so very well might have been changed.
Well, this is at least the version that is currently available, because when you go to Drive-Thru RPG, you can still get this. Which, by the way, listeners, is how you can get access to this. I'll be putting it in the description as well. The Drive-Thru RPG link. Yeah, but we also need, I really love what they've done with the setting as well. Like I think they really have like thought it through, the Cold War elements, the science fiction elements. There's a lot to love here. Like
I agree.
really
That was
intelligent.
what I was skeptical about at first. I felt like the setting is so strongly Victorian. I was like, how do you adapt the blade settings to be anything other than Victorian? But I think they've done a really good job of making it feel like there's a continuity, but it still is its own thing.
Yeah. Because at first I was like, okay, it's just Dustfall, but it's blue. What's up with that, right? But it really feels like they work with it. Like I love that the supernatural elements are now kind of like disavowed officially as state secrets, and you have like a MI6, a sort of like a Men in Black sort of thing with Section 6 instead of the Spirit Wardens. I love these changes.
Yeah, I think it works. It feels like the same world brought up to speed, which I didn't think would be something that would be possible to do. So very hats off for that.
Yeah, it's really incredible work. Also, magnificent design all around, like visually. Tim Denny, like this goes back to my initial skepticism. I was like, it looks so good that I was a bit worried that it just looks really good, But no, it's well. We also have to bear in mind that there's like so much more to this game than you get just in a one shot. Same with Blades in the Dark, right? There's an entire crew system. There's an entire like after the score, all that stuff, downtime, the trouble engine. We haven't gotten to see that, so we can't speak to how that is. To me, it just looks. It intuitively, just to read it, it looks good. So, and I'm sold on the design so far. So, I'm not skeptical.
Yeah, if you, the listener, would like to hear us play a whole campaign of Blade 68, then let us know. You can let us know on the Discord or elsewhere. We are available.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, what else? I've been rambling for a while. Just, I tend to have strong opinions. I tend to be a bit of a hater, I must admit, but I'm more than happy to point out when something impresses me and makes me kind of like rethink my previous apprehensions.
Yeah, I think we've summed up pretty much how we feel about it. I like the game. I think it's a good game. Gets my mark of approval.
I mean, the end of last, straight up the end of last session, the end of our last one shot in our private Discord server. Well, the private part that not even patrons get access to. You discussed it and very excited to try it again, or even do it as a full campaign. So, listener, maybe this is something for you to ask to do. Maybe if you're listening back, you're like, yeah, you did this for season 4. Come on. Don't tease us. Yes, it's a very exciting, it's a good read. If anything else, even if you don't have time, God knows I don't have time anymore to run a full campaign of this. Just reading the playtest document is a pleasure, especially if you're well familiarized with the goings on in Blades in the Dark stuff. So something I'd like to highlight is very interesting. The Hive no longer exists. The Unseen do. And importantly, the faction goal have been achieved. So it's very fun to read through just the factions, see who's who and who's where. This one shot was themed around the unseen, and they have actually taken over Section 6 in this game in faction descriptions. So I think there's a lot of very interesting bits and pieces that you get on even just a skim through the document. I'm very much looking forward to available hopefully in a hardback document like the original book.
Actually, this reminds me, I do have one criticism, and I think this is a very characteristic criticism for me that people, I guess, will not be surprised by. It's I'm not super sure that I like what's going on with Eurovia in Blade 68. It seems to me that I like what's going on with the other countries. Like I like that Akros has kind of like modeled itself, I guess, after what happened with the British Empire, gone towards more of a Commonwealth sort of thing, not really an empire anymore, which I guess mirrors how it is with the US, right? Not officially an empire. I like the Skovlanders kind of going a little bit Soviet, sort of. I like that the Severusi, I like that. I like that the Severusi kind of like are trying to find their own sort of ideology. Maybe I'm misremembering a little bit what's going on with the Severusi, but I remember reading it and thinking this is an interesting direction. Dagger Elves as like the sort of like place for ideologies and empires to battle out. I like that. I'm not a fan of Eurovia kind of like retreating inwardly, and to kind of like it feels a bit like the vibe of Eurovia is kind of navel gazing. I don't like that partly because it kind of reproduces certain Orientalist ideas of like the Asian coded countries kind of like just not being world players, which is something that we explicitly wanted to avoid when we did our Udasha rework, to be like, no, this is also a center, right? And I'm a little sad that it seems like it's gotten even more peripheral in Blade 68. To an extent, this can be a bit like, I'm South Asian, so obviously I want the South Asian culture to be represented and be cool. So there's a bit of that, obviously. But yeah, I was thinking a bit that it's not as fun, like being from a culture that's kind of just being like, yeah, we're just taking time off. So I'm not as big a fan of that, I must admit.
We can do what we did with Udasha and just play Blade 68 there. Why not? I think
Great ideas you have. We're going to take it and play it in our own in our own city. We're the Udasha podcast now.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't even have to be Udasha. I think genuinely there's a lot of interesting things going on in Asia in the 60s that you can play with. So, this is also a call out to you, the listener. If you want to play this game, don't forget that a lot of cool shit happened in Asia in the 60s and take inspiration from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And cool, I say cool as in interesting. A lot of kind of awful things happened also, but narratively cool, not cool to live through necessarily.
Yeah, we're not going to sully the cool vibes of our little session by pointing out examples, but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still, there's interesting things in all parts of the setting. It is centered on Akros because, that's
fine.
That's how it's been. But there are definitely other interesting corners to explore, and I like what they have done with the setting. I feel like they have. It feels like a good Cold War pastiche while still being true to the original world, and that impresses me most of all because I did not think they would pull that off, but I feel like they have.
Yeah. I immediately want to see what's going on. Play like a Severos campaign, play like that Lockport campaign we've been talking about for a long time, but in 68, all that stuff. That's really cool. That's good.
Yeah, and I suppose, Holly, I'll hand over to you as our host to play us out.
Yes, thank you very much for listening to this second session of Blade 68. As you can tell, invested in it. Our season 3 is not Blades in the Dark, and probably our season 4 will not be either. But this is still the game that started the podcast. We are going to revisit it time to time, and we will probably eventually return to Duasha. But we shall see what happens with it. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for listening to this episode of us playing Blade 68, and we hope to see you in our regular seasons. Find us everywhere you find podcasts. Probably where you found us listening to this. I don't know why I'm saying this.
Find us every time you find a podcast.
Yes.
Find us everywhere. I am
Yes.
in your
Don't listen to
shower
that
right
thing.
now.
Uh-huh.
Your water has gone cold. Please put the boiler on. I'm
Uh-huh.
freezing. I'm still hiding from Holly.
Yes.
She doesn't know I'm out of her basement. Please protect me.
Yeah. And all that being said, whatever criticisms we have about Blade 68 can be fixed in Blade 69.
And with that, on that note, goodbye.
Goodbye.